Yo!
Greetings. It's Before the Growl. That's Emily. I'm John. Ramona, who's never been on time for anything in her life, will be here. And we're lucky to have her today because she had two monster stories yesterday. First, we woke up to the Clippers story where the NBA tried to discredit her.
Yeah.
And everybody
Even
else.
Even though they tried to call the NBA a bunch of times, the NBA refused to comment.
Right.
But then right as soon as the story comes out, then the NBA likes to comment.
And then we get to this Lakers story, which is literally out of succession.
It is.
This is exactly something that would happen.
And it's funny because Jeannie is more like the Kendall Roy character in some ways, of like the one that was like put up to be the true successor, but the other siblings have come in and out sometimes. Again, you know it better than I do, but it is endlessly fascinating because it's just when you mix family and business, there's always more than just business on the table. There is hard feelings. There is things for your childhood that might come up or whatever. So it's an interesting thing to speculate on me, someone I don't know at all, the family that I don't know at all, you, a family that you know very well.
Right.
And so it's just interesting.
And, you know, we're going to get it.
Totally.
We're going to get into it with Ramona. And you sent me a funny text last night. We were talking about the Dodgers. And Kyle Tucker dropped a pop fly. And you said, Kyle Tucker needs glasses. And I thought you were kidding, but you're not.
No, I think he legitimately needs the Max Muncy glasses. I think he has bad depth perception because the pop-up from last night and the pop-up from Sunday seems like he just like lost it in the sun a little bit, but maybe just didn't know where it was. And this one just didn't know how deep it was in his glove. And I just like, I legitimately think he can't see the ball well right now. So I want to say like, I'm sure there are great eye doctors in town that can get into
Dr.
this.
Cerruti.
Dr.
I'm going to see Dr. Cerruti on Friday.
Should probably maybe have Kyle Tucker come through. I also think it's interesting. They were talking about how Greg and Chris are going on vacation, not together, separately, but going on vacation.
Greg's going with Gene, I think. I think they're going to Hawaii.
Yes. But I think they were talking about how Stephanie doesn't want, at some point in her life, again, a Disney engagement. Do you think the girl gets to decide where the engagement happens, or does she have to accept what her fiance or fiance-to-be gives her?
Well, it depends how well you know the girl.
Yes.
So,
hopefully well if you're going to get engaged.
Yeah. But, like, I was starting to tell you this story off the air. When Amanda was here, Amanda Brown, her and my friend Jamie Maggio, who are good friends, Amanda and Jamie are good friends, both despise ballpark proposals.
Oh, I agree.
Like anything in an arena, at a football game, at a basketball game. Jamie so much that she said, you and I could be dating for 5 years. If you asked me to marry you in a ballpark proposal, I would say no, and you're done. Because that's how much they hate it.
For
you're
both of
you're
them,
the same way? Why?
Oh, 100%. I mean, for both of them and for myself, I guess, it's like getting proposed to at work. Like, it's like, whether or not they were working with the Dodgers or at the ballpark or whatever that day, it's getting engaged at a place you spend almost all your time in. And I think I prefer to have an intimate moment with the person I'm getting engaged to as opposed to being on display. Because the rest of your time as a bride is your time to be on display.
Did I ever tell you, have I ever told you my engagement story?
I think so, but remind me.
Okay, so Lisa is working, she worked in PR for most of her career. And she had you remember Earthlink? It was an internet service provider.
Yes.
You know, back in the day, it was like there with AOL and, and so she's working for Earthlink and they are doing and this is before anybody knew what a webcast was. Okay. All right. A stream. Nobody really streamed or knew a webcast. This was in 1999. 98, actually, spring of 98. And she gets sent to the White House they're going to webcast the White House Easter egg roll. And Lisa's in charge of explaining to Hillary Clinton what a webcast is and how it's going to work.
Is this what you said, 98?
Yeah.
There is a small chance that I was at this Easter egg roll because my family and I went from like 98, 99, 2000.
Okay.
Anyway,
so she's back there, and I decide, all right, we'd been dating for like 6 years. I decide, okay, I'm going to surprise her and ask her to marry me while she's at the Easter egg roll, but I'm not going to tell her that I'm coming. But I needed a partner in crime, so I called her boss, who was this super nice woman named Brenda. And I tell Brenda what I'm up to. And I said, so Brenda, when you guys get done with the Easter egg roll is always on a Sunday. Make up some reason why Lisa has to go back to the hotel. And I'm going to knock on her door at 7 o'clock and ask her to marry me. And Brenda goes, this is so exciting. All right, I've got it. I've got you. So Lisa goes and explains to Hillary Clinton how it's all going to work. And it goes great. And they decide they're going to throw Earthlink's going to throw a big party for all the people that made this happen. And Lisa's one of the stars that made it happen. So she's one of the guests of honor at the party. And Brenda goes to her and goes, I'm so sorry you can't go. You can't go to the party. She goes, why not? She goes, our biggest client is sending me a term sheet at 7 o'clock. And their biggest client was General Mills, the people that make cereal. Mm-hmm. They're sending us a term sheet, and we have one night to accept or not. They're being hard on us, and I have to go to the party. And Lisa goes, Brenda, I did all the work. You should wait, and I'll go to the party. She goes, Lisa, I'm your boss. I don't know how to tell us. You're not going to the party. You have to. And Lisa, who is super stubborn, literally, they have a knockdown, drag-out fight. And Brenda finally says, I'm not talking about this anymore. I'm your boss.
Yeah.
Effing do it. And she walks out. And Lisa's like, never had heard Brenda be mean to her, never heard Brenda say the F word, couldn't understand it. She's calling me. I'm not answering.
Yeah.
She's calling me. And so finally, 7 o'clock, I knock on the door, and she goes, yeah. I go, facts. And she opened the door, and I dropped on one knee, and I asked her to marry her. So because I put thought into it.
Yeah.
I mean,
and
I think she liked it.
That's still private in a way, because it's like in the hotel, and it's just you, as opposed to if you had gone to the Easter egg roll and in front of Hillary Clinton proposed to her. That's the difference. I think that's what Jamie and Amanda.
Her favorite show at that time on TV was Mad About You.
Great.
And I knew some guys that worked on it. So I was going to take her to a taping of Mad About You, say I had to get him to go to the bathroom, then come out on stage and ask her to do it. Mm-hmm. And I'm so glad I didn't do it, because she feels the same way that you do. She didn't want it. She didn't want a public proposal.
I think you made the right decision. I think in general, know the fiance, and the fiance wants it in a big ballpark. That's great. If they want it at Disneyland, that's great. And hopefully, if you're going to ask someone to marry you, you know them well enough to know what they would love.
Right. Okay. That takes care of Before the Growl. Lots of stuff. If Ramona shows up, lots of stuff to get to. It's in 2 minutes. Talk to you then.
Dalton Rushing will be there. Plus, LA legend and last week's Hollywood star recipient Oral Hershiser. Hear the guys live, win some prizes, and check out LA's ultimate destination for sports memorabilia. It's DeMarco and Travis live from Legends Attic in Claremont, August 20th with Dalton Rushing and Oral Hershiser. Starting at 3 p.m. with ESPN LA. Go to legendsattic.com right now.
Posting your job for free at linkedin.com/Eisen. Terms and conditions apply.
Did you know Skechers makes high-performance footwear for almost every sport you play? Here's what our athletes are saying.
Hi, I'm pro basketball player OG Anunoby. I dominate in Skechers basketball. Skechers delivers championship-level performance.
I'm WNBA star Jackie Young. Skechers keeps me quick, comfortable, and ready for anything.
And you can get high-performance Skechers and hands-free slip-ins technology. Just step in and perform.
I'm pro golfer Matt Fitzpatrick. I play in hands-free Skechers golf slip-ins.
Find yours at a Skechers store, Skechers.com, or whatever high-performance sports shoes are sold.
Hi, this is Sean McVay of your LA Rams. The Rams play here. KSPN, Los Angeles.
710 ESPN.
A good karma brands radio station.
12 o'clock, here we go. On a live imaging Tuesday presented by Providence, the biggest show on the radio. You know, I've talked to Mace more while he's in Barcelona and Slovenia than I do when he's here by text. He's texting me nonstop every morning.
This happens whenever he goes on a vacation that is longer than he anticipated. He gets bored, and then this, literally, the day they left, the day that Mason Juan left, is when the Mark Walters selling the Lakers story broke.
Right.
And you know he's got major FOMO.
Oh, he does.
Oh, he definitely did.
And so he's going to bother you every day. I don't even, when is he coming back?
I think he's coming back
next week, right?
Next Wednesday.
Okay, so yeah, you got another week at this, and aren't you going on vacation?
Sort of, a staycation.
Okay.
I just need time to sit in an imaging studio, so I'm just not doing the show.
Okay.
Tomorrow, Tommy and I are playing golf at Industry Hills, Pacific Palms Resort, but other than
that's
that...
a hard course.
I'm around.
You playing the Ike or the Babe?
We are playing the Babe, I believe.
I think that's the harder of the two, is it not?
I like the Babe better,
Okay.
just because of the first 2 holes. Meanwhile, Momo's here at Mace. Let's do it. The biggest show on the radio, Mason and Ireland, your Tuesday afternoon right now.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
It's a live imaging Tuesday.
Is there anything going on?
Is here.
Anything
I was just
going
going
on?
to say that. Anything happening, and we are lucky because Ramona Shelburne is here. She is on time. Congratulations.
Wow, that's big.
You know why, Chris? There's no NBA today.
Oh, today.
Which I'm very thankful for because I think if there was, we would have lost you for extended periods of time. But I'm so
probably a good guess.
All right, so I'm going to start here. We wake up yesterday morning, and you and Baxter Holmes and Don Van Natta have this pretty good story, pretty big story, that the Clippers and the NBA investigation is trending towards no punishment for Steve Ballmer. And the NBA immediately comes out and tries to discredit the three of you, which is weird. They haven't discredited Pablo. They haven't even commented on him.
Mm-hmm.
And they come out right away and say, your story is through the... Okay, so we'll get into that later.
Okay.
All right, that's coming up. Then, as the course of the day winds on and you're putting that fire out, this Lakers thing takes the turn that... And this is all fascinating to me because it literally, Momo, is right out of Succession.
Yeah.
So
Roy, Kendall, all of them.
There is a statement sent out from the Buss family, according to them, that they have decided to sell their 18% share of the Lakers to Bob Iger and Josh Kushner. And in essence, the Buss family's getting out of the business. And yesterday when we were doing the show, that was the big story. Then right before we went off the air, you texted me, you were on TV reporting that not so fast. Jeannie is not part of this 18% sale. She doesn't want to sell. She wants to keep the team. She thinks she has legal precedent to keep the team. I'm just going to ask you to recap yesterday from your perspective.
Mm-hmm.
Originally, did you believe that the Buss family was selling all 18% and they were all in lockstep, or did you smell a rat right away?
No, it took me a couple calls.
Okay.
I had heard there was something going on with the siblings last week, and especially in light of Mark Walters selling his shares, but there's always something going on with the family, right?
Okay. Yeah.
So I had
and by the way, we should say, Ramona and I know all 6 of these people. We have relationships with all 6 of them.
Mm-hmm.
I like all of them, and I actually can see both sides of this, but you're hearing, it's no secret that there's a divide between Jeannie and the other siblings because of the way the Walter sale went down. You say, you make...
Not even just that. I think 3 of them have wanted to sell for a long time. Jim and Johnny wanted to sell for a long time. They're not involved with the team anymore. They're in their 60s.
They would like their money so they can move on with their lives.
Well, I mean, they even before she sold to Mark Walter, there were family votes and discussions about selling for a number of years because Jim and Johnny, again, they're in their 60s. I think maybe Johnny might even be 70 at this point. And you can't take it with you. And then this whole last man standing, they're like, I want to live my life. I want to have the money.
Yeah, they want the
cash out.
Yeah.
But the trust isn't set up that way. It's sort of this, nobody can leave. You can't sell your shares. Nobody can leave. It's the last man standing.
This is an important point, and you made it on Get Up this morning. What time did you get up this morning?
Oh, 4:45.
You're on a John Ireland schedule today.
God, I got your email. I've been up for an hour, John.
Yeah, matter of fact, when I woke up, the first thing I do when I wake up, Chris, at around 4:45 every day is
suck on the tap. That's what the first thing.
Amen. Do a happy dance.
Yeah.
But I turn on Get Up.
Yes.
And 15 minutes into Get Up, there's Momo.
I know. I looked okay, right?
You look great.
Now, do you go coffee or espresso when you have to get up that early?
2 coffees.
And
2
that's,
coffees.
That's
all right.
a studio in your house,
Yeah,
right?
it's just
So
my
did the boys
office.
wake up when you got up?
Not on the first one, but the second one got him.
Yeah. Okay. So
Daniel walked out of the room and he was like, "Mommy, you're being too loud." I was
yeah,
like, I'm sorry.
And I'm going. Okay. So backing up, you get word that the trust isn't set up that way. We get the letter from Jeannie's lawyer.
Yeah.
And Jeannie's lawyer, in no uncertain terms, basically saying, you 5 can't do this. You need Jeannie's approval to do this, and she does not give you that. And he's trying to put Humpty Dumpty back together again. So then the day plays on, and they retreat to their corners, and I'm thinking, this is probably going to be decided by lawyers. Do you agree with that?
Maybe. It might get decided totally separate. Okay, so let's just back up to the pressure to sell has been there for like a decade, like a long time, because people just want their money. They want out. And the only people invested in the team so far are the people with jobs at the team. So Jesse, Joey, Jeannie. 4 people have jobs with the team. Last November, 3 of them were fired. Ever since that happened, that created a new divide, which I think.
And Jim and John were already off the island. They
were
a
long time ago.
We'd like our money. But now the dynamic changes when those 3
get
fired.
Yes.
Yeah.
What I've heard is that this spring there was another family vote. They had 3 votes. Janie came aboard. Okay. So Jim, John, Janie.
To join Jim and John. Yeah.
Correct.
Okay.
3 is not enough to sell. After this thing with Mark Walter, Joey and Jesse came aboard because they recognize. I think.
So now it's 5 against 1.
I think Joey and Jesse did want to sell, but they didn't like the price. They didn't like the $10 billion because they think they can get more if somebody's willing to go 10, and now you see somebody went 12.5. Like, okay, so that happens, and at this point, the only person left who still has a job with the Lakers is Jeannie. She has control of the family shares.
She's the governor.
She has it in writing with Mark Walter for 5 years. Not just a handshake, not like Mark Cuban.
Yeah, it's in writing.
Not an understanding, it's in writing. Iger says, we intend to honor that. He met with Jeannie last week. I think that meeting went well. I don't even know that they necessarily wanted to buy the Bus family shares. But
and a double check on that, too, sorry. Mm-hmm. To be a governor, I saw someone, it might have been you tweeting, you had to own a certain amount of the team?
15%. So in order to be governor, you have to own at least 15% of the team. So they currently have 17.8. It's plenty. She controls the shares. Now, it's not, the trust is not set up where everybody has 3%. You don't have percentages.
And this is an
family
important point.
Trust.
The 18% is
collectively owned by the trust.
Gotcha.
Not the individual shareholders. You can't say, Jim's like, I want to cash out. Too bad. So sad. That's not the way it's set up. And Dr. Bus did this for a number of reasons. You know, there was a lot of other reasons if you think about it, like, okay, somebody gets married, they get in a divorce, what happens to their shares? He wanted to protect against that they would have to sell or part of alimony or all those things. Somebody dies. What happens? You have to sell those shares? Nope, doesn't matter because they just go back into the trust. Okay? So now it's split 5 ways instead of 6. Okay? So he set it up in a certain way. And she is the head of the board of directors for the Bus Family Trust.
Okay.
And the 2 other co-trustees, Janie and Joey, have in this 2017 court document a responsibility to ensure that she remains the controlling owner of the Lakers and the board of she's the head of the board. Okay, so there's this court order 2017. She thinks that gives her absolute power, and then there's the tag along provision that the other 5 siblings are invoking, which they believe they only need 4 out of 6. We're going to find out who's right because they think, okay, we have the right to tag along to any sale Mark does at the same valuation he got. It's part of the sale to Mark. We don't need to dissolve the trust. The family voted 5-0. She didn't vote.
Somebody suggested to me yesterday, and I'm curious if you've heard something similar, that the 5 siblings, when they sent out that statement saying we have decided to sell our shares to Bob Iger and Josh Kushner, that they didn't even tell Iger and Kushner, that they were just simply from their position, they were invoking the tag-along rights and that they didn't need to let them know. So imagine if you're Bob Iger or Josh Kushner, you're sitting there and somebody said, oh, by the way, you just got the other 18% of the Lakers. And they're like, what? Is that possible?
It's
that they could
possible.
have moved without letting them know?
Possible. I'm looking into that too.
I understand that they didn't let Jeannie know because she's their adversary in this situation. But to not let them know is weird, isn't it? If it's true.
I initially thought that too. And now I'm not sure.
Okay.
Okay.
So that
now
may
I'm not
be
sure.
True. All right.
But I initially thought that too, John. And I did reach out to the company for comment, and they all had no comment.
Okay.
So
this could break.
I don't know yet.
This could break either way. Like
So-
both sides think they're right.
Both sides think they're right, and somebody's going to decide. And so it's either going to be right now. All we have is a letter from Jeannie's lawyer. Nothing's been filed in court yet. And the sale, okay, what are the mechanics of a sale? You have to have a banker. You usually have stock certificates. Okay, these are actual certificates of Laker stock that you need to be able to send.
Approved by the NBA.
Approved by the NBA, correct. But also the family trust controls those. So can you, if you say, I'm going to sell these shares, can you actually produce the stock certificates? I don't know that they can.
If you were handicapping this, in other words, we don't know how it's going to end.
Right.
Who's ahead as we sit here at 12:10 on Tuesday?
It's a horse race.
Yeah. Who's it's not over. It's very much who's ahead?
I believe legally right now, Jeannie's side or this court order is going to supersede tag-along rights. However, I also think she's on an island, and the pressure on her externally and internally will be immense. And you have to question, how long can you withstand that power? Who's with you? For as long as she's been in this position, it's been a very uncomfortable job managing the family for the few decades. She's always had a coalition. She's always had other people with her. Who is with her right now?
In her family, no one.
In her family, no one, but even externally.
Why does she want this?
I know, like that's my question. I think she wants it because her dad left it to her. And she's running the Lakers, and that was an important part of why she chose Mark Walter, because he said, "I'll let you do this," and that was a good, a good transition.
If I may
period.
ask, for somebody like her who always invokes Dr. Jerry Buss, did Dr. Buss want her to fire her brothers and sisters?
I kind of think he was smart enough to know that could happen.
Okay.
I mean, I've gotten real deep in the weeds of this drama, this Shakespearean drama, and I think he knew exactly what would happen.
You guys want to hear something weird?
I think it's Shakespearean. He knew his final. This is my theory, John. His final test to her was whether she had the guts to fire all of them, to do what she ended up doing.
That happened after he died, right?
Yeah, but I think he understood by setting it up this way and giving her the ultimate power and giving her the ultimate control that he was the final test of whether you are worthy is whether you have the guts to do this. If you deem it necessary. I don't know. That was always my takeaway in the Shakespearean drama.
So 2013, about a year before Dr. Buss died, I was, as you guys know, I'm like you, Momo. I've always had 17 jobs.
Yeah.
And one of my jobs was I was moonlighting. I was writing some feature stories for LA Times Magazine. And my boss at the time said to me, name's Nancy, she said to me, "Hey, do you think you can get Dr. Buss to talk about
I remember this.
the succession plan?"
Yeah, I remember this
said,
story.
"Yeah, he'll talk to me." And so I go to him and I said, "Okay, Dr. Buss, here's what I'm working on. I want to hear what you have in mind for the plan, and then I'm going to go talk to all 6 kids." And I did. And back then,
I totally remember this story.
Okay.
Everyone read this.
Back then, the 6 of them got along. Okay, they were all, because there was their dad was still alive, and there was
I heard stories they used to go to like Disneyland on Thanksgiving.
So
I think that's true.
I go to Dr. Buss, and I have no idea why I asked this question. Huh. And at this point of his life, he was pretty bedridden, but I literally, he's in bed, totally lucid, and I'm talking to him from a chair next to the bed. And I said, "Hey, if you get the Godfather offer, somebody made you an offer that was so ridiculously over the top that you have to consider it. It's, 100 times what you paid for the Lakers, whatever. Somebody offers you $20 billion. And he goes, "Yeah." I go, "What would you do?" He goes, "I've thought about that." He goes, "Let's say you offer me that.
Okay.
You offer me $20 billion for
right
the Lakers."
Yeah.
And I say, "Okay, John, here's the Lakers. And you give me a check for $20 billion." people say, well, what would you do with the $20 billion? The first thing I'd want to do is buy the Lakers. So I would never sell them. And I think that this has come back to bite the kids in a way, because once they sold to Mark Walter, they didn't have their hands on the con anymore. Remember Crimson Tide? Who has the con of the submarine? Denzel or Gene Hackman? Once she didn't have the con anymore, now she's dealing with outside forces. And like you say, it's 5 against 1, and I don't know if she can win. Even if she is legally on good standing, it's going to be hard 1 against 5, right?
Yeah, 1 against 5. But it's not even just the 1 against 5. It's everybody else, right? Like, if you're Iger and Kushner, I think they're gentlemen. I think they wanted to abide by this and work something out. I think there was going to be this is how I'm going to describe it. I think there would have been a graceful solution to them paying all that money and having to sort of abide by the Mark Walter agreement with Jeannie. I think they would have worked it out. That's just my opinion, okay? But knowing both of them, knowing how they would have worked that out. Now this is messy. And what does Adam Silver think? What do the other owners think? What are
who would be the governor between the two, Iger and Kushner?
I think Kushner, because he is putting in the most money. But because of the agreement with Jeannie, theoretically she would for 4 more years. But okay, Mark and Jeannie had an understanding. Mark said to me once, I don't think that's ever going to come push to shove. She's going to have the final say, because we're going to talk about everything. And if it's a 50-50 situation, we're not going to do it. If one person doesn't feel like they want to do it, we're not going to do it. Well, that was your deal with Mark.
Was she blindsided when Mark Walter had to sell quickly?
I think so.
I think everybody was.
Yeah,
I know we were, but was she?
Yeah.
Was she somehow on the inside?
What is blindsided? A day or two?
Yeah.
I think it's about. Did she have any heads up? I know she had some heads up. Was it minutes, hours, days? I'm not sure.
If she knew that this was ultimately lead to Iger and Kushner owning it, she never would have sold, right?
I don't think so, no. Or she would have choreographed something different.
Right.
All right, so we've put up a poll on the YouTube chat. Chris and I hang out in the YouTube chat and take our punches regularly. We go in there with gloves and a headgear.
Ireland was brilliant yesterday going after the YouTube chat while in the YouTube chat. It was incredible. It was really good content.
But here, so we've put up a poll. Whose side are you on? And the choices are Team Jeannie or the rest of the Bus family. It just went out, so it's only got 45 votes.
Okay.
But what do you guys think?
80% Jeannie.
Yeah, Jeannie.
Jeannie's ahead, but not by 80%. 56% Jeannie, 44% rest. So it's pretty evenly divided.
I think that your YouTube audience is fairly negative. I mean, just knowing them.
I mean, slightly.
Just knowing them, I don't know that this is a representative sample.
They would never say negative, especially about Morales and I. They would never say anything negative.
I think, okay, but let's parse this even further, because if we're going to go there, we're going to go there. All right? She has a very high Q rating, I think.
Yeah.
Jeannie's Q rating around town, popularity, whatever you want to call it. I think she's pretty well respected, liked, etc. But you're not just talking about Jeannie. You're talking about everything that goes, all the decisions she's made. So now we're talking about Rob Pelinka. We're talking about who's running the team now, Lon Rosen. We're talking about Linda Rambis, Kurt Rambis, etc. All the people that they've hired and all the new front office and all the okay. So this is not, you're kind of voting for change. I mean, if we do this in political terms, are you voting for change or are you voting for incumbency? I think that's it's a different question than are you Team Jeannie or Team Siblings?
I think people are ready for change based on the LeBron stuff, based on the fact that without LeBron, they haven't won a title in nearly 20 years in the Jeannie world, if you will.
Okay, but I also don't think it's fair to stick that on her.
It's not sticking it on her, but she opened this by selling to Mark Walter. She didn't have to.
That's right. She bet on the wrong horse.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the way when you look back on it, you're like, you chose Mark.
Because there was no reason necessarily for her to sell.
Well, it was the proverbial offer that you can't refuse.
Yeah, it was $10 billion. Yeah. Okay. And also there had been pressure from Joey, Jesse, Johnny, Jim. I think Janie was the only one who wasn't putting pressure on her.
Man, if Dr. Bus would have just had less kids.
I don't
know if that's my takeaway.
When I say that this is this is Succession playing out in real life.
Yeah.
There's so many parallels.
It's
really
all running point too. We're forgetting about the secret kid that came out. The first kid was adopted.
The secret kid doesn't have a vote.
Hey, one
no,
thing,
not the will.
Yeah. One thing about the Lakers, they're never boring.
Daily soap opera in L.A.
Never boring. All right, somebody in the YouTube chat says, hey, are you going to talk about how the NBA came out and called Ramona a liar? Yes, we are going to talk about that, and we're going to do it next. Momo Informace, ESPN LA.
And it is the 15-minute mark right here on 710 ESPN. On the all-new ESPN LA app and on YouTube at ESPN Los Angeles.
The 15-minute mark on 710. Fueled by Valvoline Instant Oil Change.
You know, in that time it took to hear your favorite takes and all that fun and frivolity, you could be pulling out with a fresh oil change. No waiting, no appointment, just in and out in about 15 minutes. Bam! So you've got more time for what matters. Visit SoCalOilChange.com.
In just 15 minutes, you can boost your vehicle's performance and save money while doing it. Visit SoCalOilChange.com now for value pack coupons and keep your car and your wallet running strong.
The 15-minute mark on 710, made possible by Valvoline Instant Oil Change.
Welcome to Milagro Tequila, where the sun shines, good times roll, and tequila pours. Take a sip of sunshine this summer with Milagro Tequila, crafted from 100% Blue Weber agave for bright flavor and exceptional smoothness. Shake up fresh margaritas with Milagro Silver. Mix the perfect paloma with Milagro Reposado, or enjoy the rich, smooth taste of Milagro Añejo on the rocks. Find Milagro at your favorite retailer, in-store and online. Tequila never tasted brighter. Milagro Tequila. Please enjoy responsibly.
Here in Los Angeles, our city water is loaded with chlorine and chemicals. That's why I got LifeSource Whole House Water System. It cleans and conditions water from every tap for healthier water with no salt and no regular maintenance. No more harsh, skin-irritating city water. Upgrade your water and your life with LifeSource. I did, and I'm never going back. LifeSource has been doing it for decades. Read the reviews. Call the LifeSource California factory today at 800-WATER-99 or visit LifeSourceWater.com. LifeSource Water, it's not just better, it's essential. LifeSource, taste and feel the difference. Warranty limitations apply.
Guys, Pizza Hut takes me back old school. Birthday parties, Little League, Friday nights, there was always something special about the Hut. Now, celebrate again with Pizza Hut's new throwback value menu. Iconic favorites like a personal pan pizza, breadsticks, and a 2-liter soda starting at just $4. Feed the family with the original stuffed crust pizza, $11.99 for a one-topping medium. Try new additions like triple cheese, mac, and gooey s'mores sticks. Go to pizzahut.com or order now on the Pizza Hut app.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
John always listens to his truck. So when his brakes start talking, he goes to AutoZone, where a helpful AutoZoner gets him the right parts. If John has time to put them in, he borrows a kit with Loan-A-Tool. And if he doesn't, he gets a free shop referral. No hassles, just help. Everything you need, nothing you don't.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Deposit required for Loan-A-Tool. Restrictions apply.
Do you read more about your team in the off-season than in the season? Does your game day outfit include a brown bag with eye holes? Then you may be a fan of a BST or bad sports team. Luckily, when you bundle your home and auto insurance with Progressive, you're protected. Because seeing your painted face in the rearview mirror after a loss isn't just depressing. It's distracting. Visit Progressive.com today. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers. Covered subject to policy terms. Not available in all states or situations.
The Succession theme. 1224 on a live imaging Tuesday presented by Providence. Providence.org/SoCalHeart. Providence brings together leading heart specialists, advanced treatments, and compassionate care, helping keep you in the game and doing the things you love with expert cardiac care available across Southern California. We're here to support healthier hearts in every community. Providence.org/SoCalHeart. By the way, I just realized I never got my stuff from my East Central hotel room, so I got to go do that at 12:40.
When did you leave?
Well, to check out was at noon.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, they'll give me more
I've
time.
done that, yeah.
But they're going to put my stuff on the street if I don't.
Do they actually do that?
No.
I've done that. They just charge you more. Just charge you.
Well, I don't pay for it at all. So
hey, you're fine then.
It's because I am a fine endorser of the East Central Hotel.
You really are. I like that.
You're their biggest fan.
Meanwhile, Ireland, your tease was brilliant. So let's dig into Momo.
Okay, so before any of this Lakers stuff happened yesterday, Ramona was on a byline of a story along with two other writers.
That was the third byline on a 3.
With Don Van Natta and Baxter Holmes and Ramona. Yeah. And basically, you guys summarized the status of the NBA's Clipper investigation.
Or where it stands right now.
And I've been saying, I thought you guys completely nailed it. I've been saying for months this is exactly how this was going to go down, that Steve Ballmer was not going to be severely punished. Though you guys go ahead and write it and write things that I think make complete sense.
Yeah, you actually read the story. Thank you for actually reading the story because most people didn't. And I think the explainer is important.
And NBA spokesman Mike Bass, who did not respond to multiple requests for comment from you guys, from the three of you. You guys all asked him to talk.
Many times. He over a long period of time.
He elected not to say anything. So then he posts a statement on X after your article comes out and says, quote, ESPN's article regarding the Clippers investigation, for which the NBA declined to cooperate, contains numerous and significant inaccuracies. The results in this matter will be made clear once the investigation is concluded. Your response to that is what?
I think we stand by our reporting. I mean, we wouldn't have gone with the story unless we were really, 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 really confident in what we were reporting in that story. But I also have made the point many times, which is this is a snapshot. Things can continue. This is what it looks like right now in that room, in the negotiation. This is what they're talking about with Ballmer's lawyers, which I think
there was no finality and no conclusions drawn in your article.
Yeah, this is where it is right now, what's being talked about. Doesn't mean that more can't come out. Doesn't mean that's a final report. That just means that this is what they're talking about, okay? And that the most serious charge, which is, listen, Pablo's done incredible reporting. Those emails are persuasive. There's a lot of stuff in there that everybody has read and consumed and digested. But the question has always been, and I've always pointed this out to you when I'm on, does that rise to the level of direct salary cap circumvention? You have to be able to prove that Steve Ballmer directed funds to go through a sponsor and to Kawhi. Means you need a paper trail. You can't just you need text messages, emails, somebody swearing by affidavit or on the record saying, Steve told me to do this. You can't just have, most of Pablo's reporting that I've seen has had sources at Aspiration who said it was for salary cap circumvention. Same thing at Daktronics. Okay. Persuasive, certainly, but did they have direct knowledge that Steve Ballmer directed that money to the company? Or were they just told that or did they assume that? Were they told that by their boss? Did their boss conclude that? Did their boss email with Steve? What we were hoping is the investigation would get emails or text messages or something that would show some kind of direct causation rather than correlation.
The whistleblower complaints, and there were 2 of them, were not enough for you? I mean, that means if I file a whistleblower complaint and I go on the record,
I know it's fine.
I can go to jail if I lie.
I know. I don't think it's a lie. I don't think they're mutually exclusive. I don't think the whistleblowers are wrong in what they're saying. But it's also just their understanding. Think of it like an eyewitness. Okay, I saw Chris Morales steal that Coke Zero. I see him drinking it. Okay, but unless I have that can of Coke Zero in front of me,
or you got video of Chris, taking it.
Or I got video of Chris taking it.
What are you going to say next, Momo? What is the definition of is? Isn't that what Bill Clinton said?
Well, but it's
kind of. Listen, the Glenn Taylor thing was open and shut. There was like a note or something, right? It was like he said it. They have the proof.
I think the NBA's mishandled this thing 6 ways to Sunday. But
I don't even know, John. Did they have subpoena power?
No, but this investigation's taken too long. I've been saying for 2 months, just wrap it up. To whatever conclusion you're coming to, wrap it up.
I'm going to play devil's advocate. I don't think it's taken long at all. I don't think like in the court cases, this takes years, and they don't have, and those have subpoena power.
But Momo, here's the problem with that. Kawhi got traded in the meantime, and everybody's waiting to see if that trade's going through. So they need to make a decision in the next month.
They do.
They really need to make a decision in the next 2 weeks.
What I would say also, to play, as one lawyer said to me, not involved in this case, okay, noted, outside person, if they had found what they were looking for, it would have been short. The fact that it's taken longer means they're still digging.
Fair enough.
I know people who, even a couple weeks ago, people who were still getting calls from the Walktail people. Like, they're still digging.
Yeah, it's fascinating. What's going on in this town with the two NBA franchises is staggering. I don't know if we've ever had two parallel stories like this at the same time ever.
And one of them involving also the baseball team in the town.
Right.
True.
Speaking of which, we'll get to that next. The Dodgers finally came alive last night in Colorado.
God.
Except for two guys. And we're going to talk about these two guys coming up next. Momo is in for Mace. We're all over these Laker and Clipper stories. Morales is in here for Live Imaging Tuesday. Dodgers talk next, ESPN LA.
Don't miss the countdown to kickoff. Presented by BMO, official bank of LAFC.
The black and gold fell to San Diego FC at BMO Stadium over the weekend. What's happening? It's Mario Reeves. I'm going to react to that loss and quickly turn to the next match in Colorado. I got Rapids radio voice Connor Cape joining me to preview tomorrow night's matchup. It's Countdown to Kickoff presented by BMO tonight at 6 p.m.
BMO presents Countdown to Kickoff, hosted by Mario Ruiz on ESPN LA.
Dodger Talk coming up in about 2 minutes. Before that, if you love Dodger Talk, you should want to join DeMarco and Travis this Thursday, August 20th, live at Legends Attic in Claremont. Dalton Rushing will make an appearance, as well as newly minted, star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame, Oral Hershiser, Dave Hobrook's incredible artwork, and plenty more. That's this Thursday from 3 to 6 at Legends Attic. Be there.
The LA Card Expo is back at the Magic Box in downtown LA on August 22nd and 23rd. 350 vendor tables, sports cards including baseball, basketball, football, hockey, plus Pokemon, TCG, and more. Baseball great Steve Sachs will be there Sunday, 12:30 to 2:30. Our biggest show yet. Something for everyone, from the serious collector to the casual fan. The LA Card Expo at the Magic Box in downtown LA on Saturday and Sunday, August 22nd and 23rd. Go to LACardExpo.com. That's LACardExpo.com.
Summer is sizzling and the August deals are at Northridge or Wonders Toyota. It's Bethel Durant, and I love my Camry Hybrid. And right now, you can lease a 2026 Camry SE Hybrid CVT for $359 a month or 36 months plus tax. $359 for a new Camry Hybrid? Come on now. It's got to be Northridge and Wonders Toyota.
Lease based on 2026 Camry model 2561 with total SRP of $33,808. Lease and purchase amount of $21,964. $29.99 due at signing. Includes first month's payment and $750 acquisition fee. Security deposit may be required. Unapproved credit, tax, title, license, or extra. Excludes dealer doc fee of $80. Offer ends 8/31/2026.
Call Jacob. Hey, it's Mace.
And I'm Ireland.
After a crash, you are on the spot. You got to make the right decisions.
So count on peace of mind. Count on Jacob. Here's what I mean. 800-345-6789. Mace, you just count to 9.
Exactly. Count on a plan. Count on a team that moves fast. Count on Jacob. Accident or injury. Call Jacob and Ronnie. Call Jacob. 1-800-345-6789. Call Jacob.
Everyone needs to take care of their mental health, even running back Bijan Robinson.
When I'm on the field and feeling the pressure, I usually just take a deep breath. When I'm just breathing and seeing what's in front of me, everything just slows down. It just makes me feel great before I run the play.
Just like Bijan, we all need a strong mental game on and off the field. Make a game plan for your mental health at loveyourmindplaybook.org.
Love your mind.
Brought to you by the Huntsman Mental Health Foundation, the Arthur M. Blank Family Foundation, and the Ad Council.
I'm David Ortiz. When I lost my mom, she was only 46, and I lost my dad to cancer. It was the worst pain I ever felt. It made me think, what will happen with the people I love when my time is up? That's why I have life insurance. Ethos makes it easy. It's all online, take about 10 minutes, and you can get up to $3 million in coverage.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/game. That's ethos.com/game. Paid testimonial. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
12:35 on a Live Imaging Tuesday presented by Providence, the biggest show on the radio. Mason in Ireland, Momo in for Mace.
The YouTube chat is going crazy about Momo. By the way, Providence reminds you, well, you know what they're saying. Great teams know success comes from preparation. They're saying, when's the check from Ballmer coming?
I'm still wondering, too.
The same is true for your heart. Providence encourages you to know.
I'm kidding. I have to say it. I'm sorry I'm stepping on you.
Providence, it's fine. Providence encourages you to know your numbers, stay active, and make heart-healthy choices that can help keep you in the game for years to come. Providence.org/SoCalHeart. Okay, I'm going to go get the stuff out of my hotel room at East Central. I'll be back, hopefully, for Sports Graffiti.
I hope it's still there. Hopefully you locked your door.
I did.
Yeah.
Okay.
They don't do that. You're fine. I've done that before.
Hopefully they didn't find the toys.
Oh.
All right. We'll talk to you in a while. Ramona is in for Mace, and we've been
Elmo,
talking.
right?
We've been talking about the Lakers. We've been talking about the Clippers. So we want to touch on the Dodgers here. The Dodgers finally snapped out of it last night in Colorado.
Everyone gets well in Colorado.
Yeah, they exploded for 11 runs. Shohei went 4 for 5 with 2 home runs. Max Muncy had a 3-run homer. The 11 runs were the most by the Dodgers since July 2nd. Blake Snell looked good. But 2 guys, Ramona, continue
suck,
and struggle isn't even a hard enough word. I'm going to have a ridiculous take at the end of this that I know is ridiculous as I'm saying it, but I'm going to say it anyway. The 2 guys are Edwin Diaz and Kyle Tucker. Diaz is officially a disaster as the Dodger closer. Last night, they put him in an 11-2 game, which is smart.
Yeah, let's get him some
he
run.
needs innings, blah, blah, blah. He promptly gave up 3 runs on 4 hits and hit a guy. His fastball, the last pitch last hit he gave up, his fastball was at 93. Last year for the Mets, he was at 98. He's broken. Edwin Diaz is broken. Remember, he had the surgery to replace the loose bodies on his elbow. We have Dr. Clapper coming on today in less than an hour. We'll ask Dr. Clapper about this, but he doesn't look the same to me. The other guy who is struggling is Kyle Tucker.
Oh.
Kyle Tucker statistically is the worst hitter in all of baseball. And Emily sent me a forward text last night. And I thought she was kidding, but Em, as it turns out, you were not. The text was, Kyle Tucker needs glasses.
Oh.
And why do you think
that play. Yeah.
I think both the pop-ups from yesterday and on Sunday, he just couldn't see the depth of the ball. I think it wasn't just that he has the yips maybe or that he's not guiding it. I think he literally could not see how far away this ball was. And it also might be affecting, how he's seeing the strike zone, how he's seeing the balls coming towards him. I just think let's try giving him some glasses.
So
it's not a bad call.
Go see the Max Muncy optometrist. And
I
get
mean,
him
okay,
glasses. Now, here's my ridiculous take. All right. The Dodgers, by rule, cannot send Edwin Diaz or Kyle Tucker down to the minors because they're veterans and they're out of options.
Oh, yeah.
If I were Tucker or Diaz, I'm not kidding. You're going to think I'm kidding, but I'm not. I would ask to go to the minors. Just say, let me go down there and work some stuff out.
Yeah.
Send Kyle Tucker to Oklahoma City for 2 weeks.
Okay.
You don't need him up here. But that way he can't hurt you at the major league level. Same with Edwin Diaz. If he's pain free and he's still 5 miles an hour slower and can't get anybody out, why wouldn't you voluntarily go down to the minors and work this out? Am I crazy?
That's not the worst thing I've ever heard. You just kind of blew my mind with that needs glasses comment. Because I played right field. I played right field. I know what it's like when, you know how I knew I needed glasses? Because I was playing outfield and I couldn't see the ball right. I was like a teenager and I was like, I'm having trouble seeing that, And then I was in the movies and I was like, hey, so could you guys read everything that was on the screen? And my aunts were like, yes, honey, I think you need some glasses. I was like 12, 13, something like that. And that's how I knew it. And I remember what it was like to not be able to see things sharply, or sometimes your prescription changes. You go from, I'm like a 6.0 in one eye and 5 point something in the other eye. It would change, and then something would look a little bit off.
I got it.
So I see what you're talking about, because those pop-ups were really weird. And also, when you're in your head, everything feels like that, and it's already hard to see the ball in the outfield.
So, in the YouTube chat, Johnny Buckets.
Ooh.
Ireland clearly doesn't know the business side of MLB. Yes, I do.
Yeah,
Yes,
no
I
one's
do,
paying to see Kyle Tucker
Johnny
right
Buckets. I completely understand the business side of MLB. What I'm saying is, if I'm Kyle Tucker and I'm getting paid $64 million this year,
God,
the highest paid player in baseball this season, I'm embarrassing myself and hurting my teammates. And by the way, my salary would not change if I get sent down. Clayton Kershaw went down.
Yeah, that's what pitchers do when they're coming back.
Career. So did Tyler Glasnow. So did Blake Snell. What? Kyle Tucker and Edwin Diaz are too good for that?
Yeah, they just. I mean,
they
like,
suck. They're
you don't even have to
terrible.
ask for it. You can just come up with a phantom injury and have to recover from it.
Right, because like when you're talking about Clayton Kershaw, he's going there because he's recovering from injury, and that's the way you work back in most major league scenarios. You do the minor leagues.
So how is that different from Edwin Diaz? He had a surgery to remove loose bodies in his elbow. He's coming back from surgery. Go to the minors.
I don't remember. He might have already this year. I
think he did.
Okay.
He did. But
so
clearly
it didn't
wasn't
work
built
last
up
time.
enough.
And by the way, the most concerning thing about that whole story was that the last double he gave up was on a 93-mile-an-hour fastball. High school pitchers throw 93 miles an hour.
It just
He hits 97 occasionally, so he's got it in him. But like Jacob Mizorowski pitched at Dodger Stadium on Saturday.
Yeah.
He's over 100 on every pitch.
Yeah.
It's a different game if you're only throwing 93. So
Okay.
I would, if
Can
I
we also throw in here, it's in Colorado. He might be getting handed around as well because the hitter-friendly park, the altitude.
Yeah,
I will
but
say,
wait a
I know
minute.
he's had terrible outings.
He was terrible at Dodger Stadium.
I know.
In 3 games before he went to Colorado.
I think their
and Blake
thought
Snell was fine in Colorado.
Yeah, I think their thought was it's better to build him up at the major league level and build up his arm strength, and he's still getting there. And that's what clearly they're trying to. This was the exact same thing that happened last year. Remember every game when the bullpen was blowing it for the starters?
Tanner Scott was terrible
Tanner,
last year.
I mean, it might also be the pressure of the Dodgers in that role and signing the big contract and all that goes along with it. And that it's just really hard to get back under the pressure that they're
If
under.
it were me, I'm just saying, if it were me, I don't want my teammates. Edwin Diaz is blowing games that he has to then go back into the locker room and face his teammates.
Mm-hmm.
If you do that in the minors, it's no big deal. Nobody cares if you win or if you lose. It's a developmental league. But at the major league level, if you're hurting your team, and there is no argument that Kyle Tucker and Edwin Diaz are hurting the team.
That's right.
You can't. There's no other side to that.
I also want to add this. Katie, we would just tweet this out that Emmett Sheehan is back up with the Dodgers today.
Really?
Jack Harris first reported it. With a good amount of scheduled team off days coming up, Sheehan will be used to help give a taxed bullpen extra length.
All right, by the way, the YouTube poll, whose side are you on, Team Genie or the rest of the Bus family? 62-38 Genie with about 300 votes in so far.
That's more representative.
Yeah.
300 votes is more.
All right, coming up next, we'll do icebreakers. I'm in the middle of a comeback, Momo, but I'm running out of time. Emily will have icebreakers next. And by the way, at the top of the hour, Sports Graffiti, your chance to sound off about all this stuff, about the Clippers, about the Lakers, about the Dodgers, about anything else. That's at the top of the hour. Mason in Ireland, Momo in for Mace. Let me tell you about Globe Life. Globe Life, besides being the #1 life insurance sales company in the country, is also hiring. If you're looking for a change, Globe Life is looking for people who want more than just a job, people who want to set their own schedule, build something of their own, help families protect what matters most. If you don't have any experience, it's not a problem. They'll provide training, and you don't need anything to get started. It's not a desk job. It's a shot at building a legacy on your terms. If you're ready to get off the bench and get into the game, explore career opportunities at globelifecareers.com. That's globelifecareers.com. Globe Life, the official life insurance of the Los Angeles Lakers.
This Thursday, August 20th, DeMarco and Travis are hitting the road, and you're not going to want to miss it. Join ESPN LA live from Legends Attic in Claremont for an afternoon built for LA baseball fans. Catcher Dalton Rushing will be there, plus LA legend and last week's Hollywood Star recipient Oral Hershiser. Hear the guys live, win some prizes, and check out LA's ultimate destination for sports memorabilia. It's DeMarco and Travis live from Legends Attic in Claremont, August 20th with Dalton Rushing and Oral Hershiser. Starting at 3 p.m. with ESPN LA. Go to legendsattic.com right now.
There you were, surrounded by fans, sharing wings, sharing drinks, high-fiving random strangers. Everybody remembers the game, but nobody remembers the guy coughing behind you until a few days later. It's 2 o'clock in the morning. You wake up, you got a fever, your throat's on fire. So now what? Urgent care closed, ER slammed, telehealth? Maybe, but the pharmacy's closed. You need a medical emergency kit. These are not first aid kits, everybody. They contain essential prescriptions used for over 30 common conditions, sinus and ear infections, UTIs, stomach bugs, traveler's diarrhea, and more. You can even use your doctor-developed guidebook to select the right prescription or call their telemedicine doctor standing by. It's like an urgent care in a drugstore in your house. When you're sick, traveling, or stranded, you'll wish you ordered a medical emergency kit. Order online in minutes, and it's shipped to your door. Save $45 with our promo code 710 at urgentcarekit.com/710. That's promo code 710 at urgentcarekit.com/710.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance engineer at a beverage manufacturing plant, he starts his day knowing every line is ready to run because Grainger delivers the industrial-grade products he needs to keep mixers, conveyors, and packaging equipment moving. With Grainger's vast selection of bearings, belts, and motors, he keeps operations running smoothly, so nothing grinds to a halt. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Rich Eisen here with some advice. If high-interest credit card debt is grinding you down, it might be time to call an audible with a SoFi personal loan. It consolidates your debt into one low monthly payment with no fees required. And with as soon as the same-day funding, you can make the right play fast. Call an audible on your debt today at SoFi.com/debtplay. Loans originated by SoFi Bank N.A., member FDIC. Terms and conditions apply. NMLS 696891. Fast funds terms apply at SoFi.com/debtplay.
Oh, it's Icebreakers time. Oh, right. That's right. The big voice guy.
Listen to Mason and Ireland. Weekdays noon to 3 on ESPN LA.
Exactly right. Time for Icebreakers on Mason and Ireland. Icebreakers made possible by Blue Ice Vodka. Your fit-friendly vodka with no sugar added, 64 calories an ounce, and keto-friendly. Let's do it. Icebreakers. Presented by Blue Ice Vodka on Mason and Ireland. Take it away, producer Emily.
So here is our standings on August 18th. We got John minus 19. We have the others with 19 points. Mason has 15. Here we go. For 10 points, I was born in 1973 in Illinois.
Okay.
My grandmother and John Mulaney's grandmother performed together.
Okay.
For 9 points, I was in the movie New Year's Eve. I have hosted SNL. And I have a podcast.
Well, first of all, everybody's in the movie New Year's Eve.
That's why I put it there.
Yeah. Cool. And she hasn't indicated if it's a man or a woman yet. All right, keep going.
For 8 points, I have won the Los Culturistas Culture Award for Best Vibes, hands down. That's Bo Ning's, Matt Rogers' podcast. And my brother was a cast member on Mad TV.
Brother was a cast member on... How do I not know this?
For 7 points, I attended Northwestern University and majored in film and television production. I graduated in 1996, and I gave the commencement address at Northwestern in 2016.
How do I not know this?
Okay, give me one more, and then I'm going to guess.
For
I have
6
an idea.
points, I have 2 stand-up specials, one on Netflix in 2019 and one on HBO in 2024. I have also written for the Golden Globes from 2013 and 2015 when Tina Fey and Amy Poehler were hosting. And
okay, Momo. Is it Sarah Silverman?
That's incorrect.
Okay.
And I have also hosted the ESPYs. That's the end of that hit.
Oh.
That
was a good guess, though, wasn't it?
It was a good guess.
I have a thought, but I don't think it's
for
right.
5 points.
Okay.
Okay.
I am a former SNL cast member and writer.
Oh, okay. Now I have another thought.
It's not Conan O'Brien. He went to Harvard.
For 4 points. I host a podcast with Andy Samberg at Lonely Island now.
Andy Samberg.
For 3 points. I was a host of Weekend Update. I was a head writer in the 2010s. My Weekend Update co-hosts have been...
I'm going to take a shot.
Okay. I mean, at this point.
Is it Seth Meyers?
It is Seth Meyers.
Yeah,
3 points for John.
But still, that took way too
That was really
long.
I was thinking Amy Poehler for a long time, and then I was
will
like,
say
no, it's a guy.
Thank you for Trudell for giving me the idea for that one, because yesterday was for a Williams Northwestern grad. Now there's another Northwestern
Trudell
grad
is a
today.
Northwestern grad.
Yeah.
That's right. All right, Icebreaker sponsored by Blue Ice Vodka, made from Idaho potatoes and pristine Teton water for a smoother, creamier, cleaner cocktail. No sugar, just 64 calories an ounce. Look for Blue Ice wherever you shop. Blue Ice Vodka, pure as the Tetons. Let me throw this before we get to sports graffiti. Emily, you found this story. Roger Goodell came out and said he thinks it's inevitable that the league will eventually have a team permanently based outside the United States. Well, that's a weird choice of words, because it's not inevitable if he controls it, right?
Right. He's saying it's inevitable, like the sun will rise or that a wind will come. No, it's not inevitable, Roger. You're the person deciding whether or not a team will be outside the United States. And he said this on a German radio show.
Okay.
And so it's, a little bit for them. Maybe they'll eventually get an NFL team. But my hope is that it starts in either Canada or Mexico. You add a team in Mexico City.
Well, every
or
other
Toronto.
sport has teams in Toronto.
Yeah.
And the NHL has teams in Toronto and Vancouver.
Montreal.
And,
Vancouver hosted a World
Calgary.
Cup games.
Yeah.
So I think that would be more ideal because it would match up with time zones. But I think it's absolutely ridiculous to have a team, an NFL team, completely located in somewhere like Europe. That is just, it is not good for the health of the players, not good for the health of the league. I think that is a terrible idea.
Well, I'll take it a step farther. I think that, Ramona, and I've said this when Mace has been here a million times, I think this idea of the Rams opening in Australia against the Niners is completely backwards. I think it's stupid. If you want to have exhibition games in Australia, go for it. But play them now in August. I don't want a regular season game. The Rams now don't play the Niners at SoFi this year.
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah,
that does suck. And also, that's a really big game.
Right. And now the Rams are going to have to fly halfway across the world and then come back and play in week 2. They do play on a Monday night, so they get a little extra time. And same with the Niners. It's an unnecessary. And by the way, Major League Baseball does this too. They've had the Dodgers open in Australia. They have them open in Japan and China. That's what the preseason's for. That's what exhibition games should be. And their argument is, well, we've grown the sport as much as we can in the United States. We're now looking to get into international markets. International markets, only cousins live in Ireland. If there was a preseason game, they're going. They're going. It doesn't matter if it's a regular season game.
It's like the Premier League in the United States. They will play their summer
100%.
friendlies in the United States, and they are not games that matter. And just so you know, with this one team international, there's not going to be one team. There's going to be a division international, because there's no way they're going to make one team travel from Paris to the United States back and forth to play every game. There's going to be 4 teams in Europe if there's going to be one team, and so that you can do your Europe trip. It is absolutely ridiculous. It is just a money grab. You can see right through it. It doesn't have anything to do with player health, growing the game. It's just about money, and it's ridiculous. It's going to ruin it.
By the way, so I've been ranting and raving about these international games for years. The league could not disagree with me more. They're going the other way. They have 11 international games this year, more they've ever had. And next year, they're talking about having 16. All right? So if they have 16, that means all 32 teams would play a game outside of the country. That to me is more equitable than what they're doing now. Sending the Rams and the Niners to Australia when the Seahawks don't have to play outside the country for the whole season. It's a competitive disadvantage for the Rams and the Niners.
Yeah, and it's always been Jacksonville is always the London team, right? There's a couple of teams.
They want to be, yeah.
And they
that's
put
their
teams
owner.
on rotation.
Shaf Khan wants them to be the London team. He's trying to tap that market. But like you said, Em, it's a money grab. And you don't need a division, an international division. If you have 16 international games, so every team has to travel outside of the country once, that's equitable. That's as far as you need to go. You don't need a friggin' division that would have, a team in Dublin, a team in London, a team in Rome, and a team in Tokyo. You don't. It's unnecessary travel. It puts the players out. It puts their families out. And I know you guys all want to make money, but how much money do you need?
It's
the biggest, most successful financial sport in the history of sports.
Yeah, it's also like the players are just never going to go for that, and I don't think
they don't
the
like
NBA,
it now.
No,
Well,
like
this
it
is
now.
why
no one
these
wants
NFL
to live
teams
overseas.
are holding grass fields out.
That's right.
Because they want to
leverage
use,
point.
maybe they add this, maybe they add an extra game. This is why the owners hold back and keep them from these players. Say, hey, one for you, one for me.
Which is just a slap in the face to player safety if you really care about it. I mean, you're already putting their health at risk by making them fly all the way across the country and to play one game. So think about this, you guys. The Rams and the Niners are flying to Australia to work for 3 hours. It's going to take them 22 hours to get there and back. What are we doing? You don't need the internet. I know it's an untapped market, all right? I know. You're not Disney. You don't need to open a theme park in Abu Dhabi. That's going to be for the people that live there. Your players live in the United States. Stop sending them across the globe to work for 3 hours.
Well, there's also this idea, like international soccer. You know how a lot of the clubs will come over here on a tour.
They do friendlies. They
do friendly
exhibitions.
tours, right? Like Real Madrid will come here. I think Chelsea's come here before. They'll practice at UCLA, and everyone will get all excited, and then they'll play some friendlies against Galaxy.
And by the way, they will do that not just for a week. They'll be in the United States for like 2 months. They'll adjust the time.
Be here for a
they'll
while.
do the summer training here.
Right.
They'll play their friendlies, and they'll go back to
Emily, if you were sending me to Australia, like even 2011-ish, they sent, maybe 2012, they sent the Lakers to China, and we played a game in Beijing, and we played a game in Shanghai. And Michael and I went with them.
Yep.
And at least then, we were over there for 8 days. Okay, we flew 14 hours. We get to Shanghai. We play a game. We travel to Beijing. We play a game. Then we come home. You know when it was? Early October, or early in the preseason. It was like the first week of October. By the time we came back and played on the 22nd or 23rd to open the season, everybody their bodies had adjusted and the jet lag was fine.
Yeah.
The Rams and the Niners are going week 1.
Ooh.
The Rams are going to play on a Wednesday night in Australia. They're going to fly back. And by the way, McVay knows everything I'm saying. He's not flying them in until 30 hours before the game. He's getting in and getting out.
Yeah.
They're flying in, which is exactly what I would do. But then, Momo, they got to play. So they play on a Wednesday night, week 1 to open the season. Then they come back, and in week 2, at least they have a Monday night game, so they get an extra day. But still, they're playing in week 2. They don't even have a bye after this.
My biggest thing why I brought it up, the topic today, is that Roger Goodell must think I'm stupid because he said that it is inevitable. That is not inevitable.
Yeah, that's the definition of the word inevitable is you can't do anything to stop it. He literally can stop it.
I think Adam Silver had a quote like that, too, a couple of years ago. And I always just thought...
Well, their jobs are to make money for the owners. That's what they're doing.
I always thought it was not true. Like, they keep leaking. Oh, Mexico City might have a team. I'm like, nobody is going to... Your players are not going to go live in Mexico City. People aren't going to fly down. Or in Dublin.
Rome,
they're not going to do that.
In Tokyo.
The Players Union is never going to go for that.
And
but if you have to fight on that one, then maybe you'll give up the grass fields.
Yeah, or you'll get something else. All right. These are all things you guys can talk about, or you can go off the board and talk about whatever you want. Sports Graffiti is next. 877-710-3776. The phones are now open. 877-710-3776. Momo and for Mace. I'm John Ireland, Mason and Ireland, ESPN LA.
High altitude, short rest, and a Western Conference battle awaits for the black and gold.
I want to go!
LAFC hits the road looking for a bounce-back win as they invade Colorado.
LAFC!
Pre-game of LAFC versus Colorado Rapids starts tomorrow at 6 p.m. on the home of the black and gold, 710 ESPN and the ESPN LA app.
Morongo's giving away a Mustang GT Fastback. It's sleek and turns heads. We already have so much in common. Now your top reasons to visit Morongo.
Walker Hayes is bringing that country stuff to Morongo on the 22nd.
Number 2.
Morongo's Travel Center gas prices are the lowest around.
And the number 1 reason.
We're giving away a 2026 Mustang GT Fastback, the 31st.
Morongo, good times.
John Ireland here, off the clock. My vodka is Blue Ice. Smooth, creamy, and made from non-GMO Idaho potatoes with pristine Teton water. No added sugar, and you can find it at Vons, Albertsons, and Pavilions. Blue Ice vodka, pure as the Tetons. Enjoy responsibly.
I'm here with Angelica, and getting a DUI is serious business, isn't it?
It's a process, Cappy, and if you don't take action within 10 days, you run the risk of some pretty serious consequences. Start by calling or going to fixmydui.org. One of many things Fix My DUI does is help individuals rebuild their lives through stability and reducing the risk of future mistakes. We do this through education and ongoing support.
So the first thing you do,
visit fixmydui.org or call 888-607-7077. We can help.
Hey, LA and OC, if you love great food and smart prices, you need to know about Wild Fork Foods. Hosting, grilling, you just want a great dinner? Start at Wild Fork Foods. Find your local SoCal store at wildforkfoods.com. Wild Fork, quality meat and seafood, low prices, largest variety in one store.
The LA Card Expo is back at the Magic Box in downtown LA on August 22nd and 23rd. 350 vendor tables, sports cards including baseball, basketball, football, hockey, plus Pokemon, TCG, and more. Baseball great Steve Sachs will be there Sunday, 12:30 to 2:30. Our biggest show yet. Something for everyone, from the serious collector to the casual fan. The LA Card Expo at the Magic Box in downtown LA on Saturday and Sunday, August 22nd and 23rd. Go to lacardexpo.com. That's lacardexpo.com.
The home of the Lakers. And now the home of the Rich Eisen Show. Weekdays 9 a.m. to noon. KSPN Los Angeles. A Good Karma Brands radio station.
102 on a live imaging Tuesday presented by Providence. The biggest show on the radio. Mason is on vacation somewhere where he's texting us nonstop. But Momo's here on quite the day. Time for Sports Graffiti, Johnny I.
And not surprisingly, every line is jammed. Let's go to Albert in Rancho Cucamonga. Hey, Albert, you're on Sports Graffiti.
Hey, guys, long time listener. Actually, for the first time, I'm going to give Ireland a compliment.
Well, you're not going to be welcome. He's not going to be welcome in the YouTube chat, Chris. Go ahead, Albert.
No, the funniest part is actually when you read comments in the YouTube chat. It's hilarious. Your responses to the slander. It reminds me of like Jimmy Kimmel when they read mean tweets.
That's exactly what I'm going for, Albert.
Never.
I'm glad that
Marco can never do such a thing. He will crash out and probably clock out and leave the building.
No, Chris,
just want to give you props.
Chris and I both engage with the YouTube trolls. But then thank you for the phone call. I have. When I first got the Laker play-by-play job, I remember my boss at the time, a guy named Tim Harris, one of the greats of all time. Tim said to me, he goes, do not take this job if you can't be criticized, because the second you take it, you're going to get a mountain of criticism. He goes, you're going to get some praise, but you're going to get a mountain of criticism. If you don't have tough skin, don't take this job.
Yeah, it's good advice.
Here is Joe in Newport Beach. Hey, Joe, you're on Sports Graffiti. Go ahead.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Yeah, so, you talk about the unfairness to the Rams and 49ers for playing in Australia, but it's actually more unfair to the Rams because division opponents, they play home and home, and the other game between the two teams is in Santa Clara. So the Rams are actually losing the home game.
Yep.
The 49ers are not.
Correct. And I mean, that's just, Joe, that's one of 25 reasons I think this is a bad idea.
But I will say the Rams do get an extra day of rest because they play on Monday night following it. The 49ers play on a Sunday night. That is one benefit to the Rams.
Yeah, but Joe, you're right. It's a bad idea. They shouldn't do it. But I'm kind of howling at the moon here. It's going the other way. There's going to, like I said earlier, thanks for the call, Momo, there's going to be more international games, not less. I can complain all I want and make what I think are really good points. If I'm making points that nobody cares about, then I'm just howling at the moon. Here is Cameron in Lake Forest. Hey, Cameron, you're on Sports Graffiti. Go ahead.
So the NFL is on Valentine's Day. Is there any way they can move that?
No, they don't. I'm glad you brought this up. Momo, do you know this, that the Super Bowl this year is on Valentine's Day?
Interesting.
They just got every guy off the hook.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know.
Because, like, you're not going to expect Nevin to do anything for you on Valentine's Day if it's the day of the Super Bowl. Everybody,
I don't either. I don't know.
Yeah.
We've been married a long time.
Right. Me too. Me and Lisa have too.
You guys are still going to get after it. Come on now.
So what I'll do for Lisa is send her on a girlfriend's trip, and I can watch the Super Bowl in peace. Good point, Cameron. Here is.
That's not how it works.
Hey, Emily, how do you pronounce that name on line 4?
His name is Trustin. He's called it a bunch before.
All right, Trustin, you're on Sports Graffiti. Go ahead.
Good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon.
Just calling because just want to give a quick take on the Dodgers. I went to the Brewers game versus Dodgers on day one, and just seeing the Dodgers face the Brewers team, pretty disappointing. Just especially seeing Kyle Tucker being a Michael Conforto with a higher price tag, and just literally just also seeing just some of the other players just going through a slump right now, especially Ohtani. And when I see that Brewers team, it just seems like they got a well-executed team, especially when it comes to that ninth inning. So I think right now the Brewers are a team that's really tough to beat out there.
Yeah, Tristan, I actually switched. I've been saying all year that if you made me pick one team to win it, I don't care how bad the Dodgers look, I'm picking the Dodgers. I think most people are still there. I'm not. If I had one team to pick and my life was on the line, I'm taking Milwaukee. I'm like him. I'm super impressed with them, Ramona. And Eric Harris will call me crazy because he says that, the Dodgers have the most talent.
Yeah.
They've got the track record. They swept the Brewers last year in the playoffs. But I just think the Dodgers remind me of the 2011 Lakers. The 2011 Lakers had gone to the finals 3 years in a row.
Yeah, it's a great comp.
And the car was out of gas.
Yeah, it feels like they played so many
gas.
7-game series deep into October, November. Hey, I got a little statement here from Sham Sharania.
Okay, read it.
This is a statement from Jim, Johnny, Janie, Joey, and Jesse Buss after the attorney of Jeannie Buss made clear she will battle her family members on selling their remaining 17.8 stake. The Los Angeles Lakers have never been just a basketball team. They have been one of the greatest privileges of our lives. Our focus has always been on what we believe is best for the Lakers, the fans who have supported this franchise for generations in the greater LA community. Johnny, Jimmy, Janie, Joey, Jesse, and Jesse have made the decision to sell the family's remaining stake, and we remain united in that decision. We intend to move forward thoughtfully, respectfully, and through the appropriate process. We have tremendous respect for Bob Iger and Josh Kushner and believe they understand what the Lakers represent to Los Angeles and our incredibly loyal fan base. We are confident they will honor everything this franchise stands for while building upon the foundation our father created.
In other words, this firmly establishes that it's 5-1.
Yes.
The lines have been drawn. And now probably next step is court?
Maybe. Or maybe the lawyers just talk to each other.
And work it out. Yeah, could be.
How long can Jeannie stretch it out if she wants to?
Well, if it goes to court for a long time.
Long time.
Wow.
Does the sale have to be final before they can even know about this?
Yeah, but the sale's getting approved. Bob Iger and Adam Silver are tight. There's no question. Would you agree with that?
Yeah,
Ramona?
I think that sale will be done by the end of the year.
Yeah, I do too. Here's Alan in Sherman Oaks. Hey, Alan, you're on Sports Graffiti. Go ahead.
Hey, I didn't want to call about this, but since you guys are addressing it, I feel like Adam Silver needs the finger pointed at him. He's eroding the sport as a product. Obviously, he needs to make money for the people, and there was something about advertising making the most money ever. It is different in the reason I called. I side with the siblings. How many times is Jeannie going to bulldoze them over and then not get one over on her? They finally played their cards right, and their brothers and I guess Janie should all, be able to finally be relieved of all of these responsibilities of being invested in the team that they probably can't afford to actually be invested in anymore, especially when they're on the outside looking in.
That's a good call, Alan. Thank you. Ramona, you and I are in a weird spot because we know all 6 people, and we've talked to all 6 people. I see both sides of this.
Mm-hmm.
I see Jeannie fighting for her legacy, and here's another thing that's admirable about what Jeannie's doing. There are probably, and you and I know a lot of them, me maybe even more than you, there are probably 200-300 people that work for the Lakers whose jobs all become in jeopardy if Jeannie walks out.
That's true. Yeah.
People that Jeannie has hired who've been there forever. that have been there longer than me. I first started working with the Lakers in 2002. And, so I've had a 24-year run with the team, and there have been people there that have been there way longer than me.
30, 40 years.
And they, really good, hardworking people that deserve the chance to continue their dream. And if Jeannie is pushed out by her siblings, a lot of those jobs become in jeopardy.
I agree with that. So
part of me is rooting for Jeannie. The other side is, and I understand this side too, if I was one of the brothers or Janie, I've been removed from the Lakers. I don't have a job there anymore. I want my money. I want to get on with my life. I want to take the profit that we get from the sale and go do something else since I'm no longer welcome to do it at the Lakers.
Okay, so they had two options to do that. The two options are sell to Iger and Kushner as part of the tag along with Mark Walter's sale.
Which is what they're trying to do.
Or ask Jeannie to buy them out.
I was told, and you would probably know more about this than me, that was offered in the past and it didn't go anywhere. Do you buy that?
Right. I haven't heard that directly, but I think if she would have had the money and an offer at that valuation, now that it's 5-0, I think that would have been a worthwhile conversation. So they had that choice, and they chose the other one. They chose the one that stuck it to their sister.
All right. If you're on hold, stay there. We're going to do a bonus sports graffiti because so many people.
Bonus Momo. Bonus sports graffiti.
Well, because so many people want to comment on this. There's one line open now, 877-710-3776. Wait a second. Frankie D. Fresh is on line one? Frankie, is your internship over?
What it do, babies? It's your boy, Frankie D. Fresh, and yeah, sadly, it's over.
All right, so now you've gone back to being a caller to sports graffiti? What's on your mind,
I like
Frankie?
it. That's good commitment. That's good commitment.
I do, too. What's on your mind, man?
All right, look, I gotta get this off my chest. The Dodgers, Kyle Tucker, man, he's killing me out there, man. I feel like Shohei's dog Decoy can play better defense out there. I feel like send him down to the tower buzzers, whatever you got to do. I just don't want to see him out there, especially in come the playoffs. And then also with the Rams, I feel like them going to Australia, losing that game at SoFi, are they really losing that home field advantage? I feel like there's a lot of 49ers fans that come to SoFi when that happens.
Yeah, that is true. Hey, Frankie, so for people who don't know, Frankie was a listener to the station. He applied to be in our last intern class, and those internships are really hard to get. Frankie cracked the code. He worked here as an intern. Frankie, what was the best part and the worst part about being in the ESPN LA internship program?
I think the best part was working with you guys all so closely. I remember playing games with Andy with Ramona when Cameron Carr called in. I thought that was a really cool moment.
Yeah.
The worst part, I'm not sure. That's a tough one. I feel like it was all good.
You had no bad experiences as an intern here.
So the worst part was leaving.
No, I thought he was going to throw. I thought you were going to throw Morales under the bus, Frankie.
Yeah, that would have been on brand.
Part of the reason why he's got it. He had
That's true.
Yeah, that was a cool moment too to see Morales make an open his magic, as they call it. I thought that was a really cool moment.
All right.
That was really cool,
well, Frankie, we were glad to have you, and I'm glad you're back to being a participant in Sports Graffiti. Call again, okay?
Yeah, anytime.
All right, man. We'll take more of your calls coming up. 877-710-3776. Huge stories surrounding the Lakers, the Clippers, the Dodgers, the Rams. We're loaded today. Momo Informés, ESPN LA.
Listen. 114 on a live imaging Tuesday. I was just there packing up my room. My downtown LA home away from home. Cappy's there right now. It is the East Central Hotel, downtown LA. It could be Valentine's Day. It could be any night. I'm going to get down at the East Central. So should you. Whether you're going to a concert at Crypto.com Arena or Peacock, whether you're going to a game this fall, Lakers, Kings, Sparks, whatever it is, go to the East Central Hotel, downtown LA, the home of entertainment in Los Angeles. The biggest rooms in downtown LA, the softest towels. I always talk about the middle towel. Wilbur Flores, I use it for my privates. You can too. Don't get behind the wheel. Don't be like Tony Romo getting a DUI. Go to the East Central Hotel, downtown LA. They got the Nixo Lounge, weekend cocktails. We'll go over Wicked Figueroa in downtown or the gym. Cappy and I are in there every morning. way before we do our show, and sometimes at night, too, if we want a double feature. The East Central Hotel, downtown L.A., Robert Flores, his entire team there, they make you feel just like you're at home. The biggest hotel rooms in downtown L.A., and they got the magic hand in every room where you can put your little keys, your phone, your wallet, or if you're hanging out with Trudell, just sit him on the hand. He enjoys it. East Central Hotel, eastcentralhotel.com. It's a live imaging Tuesday with Mason and Ireland. More fun and frivolity with Momo next.
Don't miss the countdown to kickoff. Presented by BMO, official bank of LAFC.
The black and gold fell to San Diego FC at BMO Stadium over the weekend. What's happening? It's Mario Reeves. I'm going to react to that loss and quickly turn to the next match in Colorado. I got Rapids radio voice Connor Cape joining me to preview tomorrow night's matchup. It's Countdown to Kickoff presented by BMO tonight at 6 p.m.
BMO presents Countdown to Kickoff, hosted by Mario Ruiz on ESPN LA.
It's DeMarco Farr and my guy, attorney Big Al, in studio with me today.
The biggest mistake that people do is think that they can handle a car accident themselves. I don't need a lawyer. I don't need to bother with a lawyer. I'll just do it. It's not a big deal. I'll talk to the insurance company and handle it myself. That's the biggest mistake you could do because you don't know what you're doing. There are lots of different aspects of a car accident that you're going to mess up. And as you mess up your case in 1 week and 2 weeks and 3 weeks, by the time you call the lawyer, it's way too late. You already messed everything up. So the first mistake is thinking that you can do this yourself. You're not going to do a good job. You're going to hurt yourself and cause yourself a lot of pain down the road. The point of getting an attorney is to let them take care of all the problems. They're the experts. They know how to deal with all the problems. They know how to fix your car. They know how to get you treatment. They know how to deal with insurance companies. Don't do it yourself.
If you're in an accident, I've got a guy, attorney Big Al, 1-800-HURT-123 or attorneybigalca.com.
Attorney Big Al is attorney Ken Klein based in Los Angeles.
Hey, John Ireland here. Here in Los Angeles, our city water is loaded with chlorine and chemicals. That's why I got a Life Source whole house water system. It cleans and conditions water from every tap for healthier water with no salt and no regular maintenance. Upgrade your water and your life with Life Source. I did, and I'll never go back. Call the Life Source California factory today at 800-WATER-99 or visit lifesourcewater.com. Life Source water, it's not just better, it's essential. Life Source, taste and feel the difference. Warranty limitations apply.
Empower. Katie got a VIP box for the postseason. She worked with Empower to help her get good at money so she can be a little bad. She planned well and was able to bring the whole family.
Who wants homemade egg salad sandwiches?
Even Beth.
Horseradish? Anyone? How about some tuna on rye?
Oh, strike three, Beth. Invest well, live a little. Start today at empower.com.
Kenny here to help you get in on the sweet life with Cotton Candy 5-Hour Energy. It's that classic throwback cotton candy flavor, but with 0 sugar and a 5-hour energy boost. I keep these with me so I can tackle that sweet tooth with a tasty caffeine kick and no guilty sugary aftermath. Bring on the sweetness with Cotton Candy 5-Hour Energy Shots. Available online at 5hourenergy.com or on Amazon.
Their big partner, Momo. 118 on a live imaging Tuesday presented by Providence. Go see Providence, Jack. Make sure that heart is, even if you're putting Celsius in it, make sure that heart is pumping well. Providence.org/SoCalHeart.
Remember when Mays had all those pro ballers?
Oh, my God. And he was shaking in the corner. He's shaking in the corner in Lithuania right now, but that's a different thing.
Yeah, and he's so bored that he's texting Morales 3 times a day.
I got something for you
By
guys.
the way, he texted me at 10:30 last night. I was already asleep. Then he texted Bergman like, hey, Morales isn't responding. And Bergman was like, yeah, he's probably asleep. Anyway, whether you're cheering from the stands, spending time with the family, or enjoying an active lifestyle, a healthy heart can help keep you in the game. Providence is here with expert heart care and compassionate support every step of the way. Providence.org/SoCalHeart. More bonus sports graffiti right now.
All right, every line jam. Let's get right to it. Joe in Torrance, you're on sports graffiti. Joe, go ahead.
Hi, guys.
Hi.
Hey, I just wanted to give my view on the Kyle Tucker situation. You know, he's had a year that's not done very well across the board. And my wife and I talk all the time, and we're like, Tommy Edman was the guy that should be out there playing. You could always backfill all his other areas where he's filling in for everybody. But Tommy's really earned it since he's come back. I think Kyle is really dragging the team down, and why you see some of this performance that we've had lately. I think you guys are right. They got to ship him to the minors. Just because
Joe, let me jump in there. They cannot, by rules, send him to the minors. He has to agree to go. If he says send me to the minors, they can do it. But the Dodgers have no options. They can't say, Kyle, you're going to the minors. And my point earlier, Joe, was if I'm Kyle Tucker, I'd want to go to the minors. I would say, look, I'm hurting the team. I'm dropping balls in the outfield. I'm 0 for my last 25. Let me go down there for a few days, hit leadoff, get a bunch of at-bats, and see if I can figure this out. Now, most people have come back to me with, no, he makes $64 million a year. He will never agree to do that. If I'm him, Momo, I agree to do it. I would make it my idea.
Yeah, it is. I don't know him and how he handles things. I know he hasn't been very forward-facing. He hasn't done a lot of interviews and press conferences or anything like that. But
thanks, Joe, for the phone call. Here is Matt in Santa Clarita. Hey, Matt, you're on Sports Graffiti. Go ahead.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Hey, first-time caller, long-time listener. Really quick, too, John. I'm 32 years old, so I grew up on KCAL. I just want to thank you for everything you did for my Laker fanhood.
Oh, sure.
I basically just calling though to kind of comment on the NFL and the International Week. I tuned in a little late this week, but I think I heard it last year. I believe Nick Wright commented on what about like an International Week where as all 32 teams play 16 games across maybe like a 7-day period. You could do like games on Monday where they fly all the way to Australia and then they could come back and have more time off. I just thought I'm a Raiders season ticket holder. I know Mace is a Rams season ticket holder. It does suck, the international games, but to your point, they're going to keep doing this. They're going to add more. So why don't we just do a full week where we go across the world, dedicate time like that, and we could just go from there. I guess that's all for me.
Would there be a collective? Would you be a collective buy after that too? So whole week of international game, and then just a league wide, like an all-star break, but for
I don't think they want that. They make tons of money every single week. Why would they want to shut down the whole league for a week?
You extend.
No, I think if they get to 16 international games, and this is where it's heading, Momo, there'll be one each week.
Yeah.
And that way you keep the rest of the schedule
You know what also sucks
intact.
about that? Whenever you set your fantasy lineup, those international games are like at 6 in the morning. You got to do it the morning.
And your go-to player might not be as good.
It's the whole thing.
I
always forget, and then I'm like, I forgot to do the pick, and then
here's
the guys in.
Here's Cameron in El Segundo. Hey, Cameron, you're on Sports Graffiti. Go ahead.
Hey, what's up, you guys? Good afternoon. I had a question for Momo just regarding the cap circumvention rules. And I just saw some stuff talking about like circumstantial evidence and things that can rationally not be explained. Do you think we'll ever get an explanation on like why those deals, like specifically with Dacatronics, that Kawhi never publicly endorsed for a place that never does endorsements? Do you know if we'll ever get an explanation about that? Because it just seems kind of weird that the Clippers are in the business at the same time and that, I don't know.
I think it's a really good question, and I don't know if people read the story close enough there. I had part of my contribution to the story was identifying a third company, which was Boingo Wireless. They did the wireless at Intuit Dome, and it was interesting. They looked, the NBA investigated them. They looked into that as well. One of the things I think was interesting about Boingo was that they're kind of a business-to-business company. They're a B2B company. They don't really need celebrity endorsers. So it doesn't even fit their business model. Same kind of thing as Daktronic. They don't really need an endorser. But I will say, I thought Baxter's reporting in there about the NBA handbook in those years, which was like encouraging teams to make these introductions, and other agents that I've dealt with, other teams, et cetera, it really seems like this is something that is encouraged by the Players Association, by even the league, of making introductions to team sponsors. Like the Players Association, and I think this is the right conclusion to draw, they don't want these deals to come off the table. They want whatever Laker sponsors are that want to invest in Laker players.
Let me put it this way. Have you, thanks for the phone call. Have you ever seen a player have multiple no-show endorsement deals? In other words, get
that
paid.
We know of. No.
Right.
But I think
Don't
there's
you
probably
that would have come out by now?
Something another team told me. It's other teams have had, like Steph Curry does a lot of endorsements with Warriors sponsors. Like I think he had a Rakuten deal.
Or there's like Therabody.
Therabody, right. Okay. there's other players that get deals with team sponsors. Number one, you're competing for sponsorship dollars with the team. The team usually wants all the money itself.
Right.
So very few franchises want to actually take some of that money and that they could be getting, from the.
Me personally, you may have had a different experience. Me personally, I have never in my career as a sportscaster, and my first year was 1985, so it's over 40 years. I have never seen any professional athlete get a multiple no-show endorsement deal from, as you just pointed out, 3 different companies. And Ramona, he did literally nothing.
Okay, wait.
He's not.
I want to back up. That's not my reporting on Boingo. Okay,
he did something for them.
Yeah, but look, I heard he signed basketballs. Okay, some other corporate-y kind of events. Now, is that
that's
really
more
justifying
than he did for aspiration or for Daktronics?
He might have done a little of that. Maybe he did do a few things that people aren't aware of.
Well, I hope that all comes out.
But I don't know if any of that is illegal. If you do something.
Yeah, Jim in L.A. Hey, Jim, you are on Sports Graffiti. Go ahead.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
I am calling about the Dodgers. You guys are all panicking, right? And John, you said that Thursday game was the worst one.
Jim, I don't know if everybody is. I am. But I'm now no longer making them the favorites.
Okay. I got you. But you know why that Thursday game wasn't the worst one to me? Because they won that game. Basically, I know that Diaz came in and blew it. It's a Diaz problem, right? He's got to work through something.
Right.
But every time the Dodgers had a big lead in the division, they lost. We need to be happy that their lead is shrinking and that they have to play all the way through because in their first one where they beat the Yankees, they won in the last week. Last year, they had to go through the wild card. I think it's good for them to play all the way through. When they have a big lead, this is what happens. They seem to lose their intensity.
Hey, listen, you're 100% right. This is exactly what happened last year when the bullpen blew all those games. They hit the mid-August, trough. I wouldn't even call it the skid. It's just a trough. Like they're just stuck in the dog days of August. They're getting through it. The postseason can't get here soon enough. The question is, can they flip the proverbial switch? They have enough gas in the tank. I'm kind of with you, John. I don't think they do. I think this might be the year that somebody gets them just because they've gone so many years in a row, so deep into the playoffs.
Thanks for the call. We had Stan Kasten, the Dodgers president, on earlier in the season, and I said, what's your confidence level that you can win 3 in a row? And he was, I thought this was really, and Stan's been this way his whole career, completely candid and honest, and good for him. He said, my confidence level is low. He goes, to win 2 in a row is hard.
Yeah.
To win 3 in a row is almost impossible, but we're not backing away from it. We're going to try and do it.
Yeah.
All of our goals, everything we're doing is to try and win our 3rd consecutive championship. But do I think it's a lock? Not even close. He goes, it's unlikely. And I thought, wow, good for him. He's like, he's kind of preparing for the worst, but admitting that he's hoping for the best and that they're going for it. But he's right. It's just really hard. Baseball's hard. And to win 3 in a row, no National League team has ever done it in the history of baseball. And the last American League team to do it was the Yankees more than 20 years ago. So it's not easy. It's really hard. All right, coming up next, how are you? Dr. Clapper will join us. And Dr. Clapper, Tommy John died this week. And Dr. Clapper actually had a relationship and was mentored by Dr. Frank Jobe, who did the first ever Tommy John surgery on Tommy John. So we'll get into that with the good doc next. Mason in Ireland, Momo in for Mace, ESPN LA, and Toyota. And the Lakers have been in business for more than 50 years. And Toyota believes that you need to be a big part of your community, from local events and neighborhood celebrations to supporting the teams we all rally around. Toyota shows up where Southern Californians live, work, and play. As the official vehicle of the Lakers, Toyota is proud to be part of one of the great traditions in sports, connecting fans who bring passion, pride, and that championship spirit every single season. Whether you're heading to the game, taking the family on your next adventure, or simply enjoying everything Southern California has to offer, Toyota is there. If you want to see where Toyota SoCal is showing up next, follow at Toyota SoCal and stay connected to all the people, places, and moments that make Southern California unlike anywhere else. Toyota, We make it easy.
This Thursday, August 20th, DeMarco and Travis are hitting the road, and you're not going to want to miss it. Join ESPN LA live from Legends Attic in Claremont for an afternoon built for LA baseball fans. Catcher Dalton Rushing will be there, plus LA legend and last week's Hollywood star recipient Oral Hershiser. Hear the guys live, win some prizes, and check out LA's ultimate destination for sports memorabilia. It's DeMarco and Travis live from Legends Attic in Claremont, August 20th with Dalton Rushing and Oral Hershiser. Starting at 3 p.m. with ESPN LA. Go to legendsattic.com right now.
Hey, LA and OC, if you love great food and smart prices, you need to know about Wild Fork Foods. Hosting, grilling, you just want a great dinner? Start at Wild Fork Foods. Find your local SoCal store at wildforkfoods.com. Wild Fork, quality meat and seafood, low prices, largest variety in one store.
On September 2nd, DraftKings Game Day arrives with massive deals, exclusive deals, and an all-day celebration built for sports fans. The DraftKings Sports app now available in all 50 states. That means California from Texas to Florida. One app, every sport, all 50 states. Remember the date, September 2nd. DraftKings Game Day is the kickoff of a new season and the biggest day in sports history. New DraftKings customers sign up with code LA710, spend $5 to get $150 in rewards within 14 days. That's code LA710 in partnership with DraftKings. The crown is yours. Event trading offered by DraftKings Predictions, a CFTC registered introducing broker. Trading involves risk of loss. Market availability varies. Eligibility restrictions do apply. $50 every 7 days via click-to-claim issued in non-withdrawable predictions dollars that expire in 1 year. Ends August 23rd. Terms, dkng.co/predictions promo. Nationwide based on sportsbook, predictions, and free-to-play sports contest availability. Varies by state.
John Ireland here. Blue Ice starts with Idaho potatoes and ends with a smooth, creamy vodka without the burn. Try classic, double espresso, or Idaho huckleberry, all under $20. Ask for Blue Ice by name at your favorite bar or restaurant. Pure as the Tetons. Enjoy responsibly.
When you're planning your next job, options matter. Now in stock at Lowe's, get the roofing brands you trust, including GAF, Owens Corning, and CertainTeed, with more colors to choose from. Shingles and accessories are in stock and ready to go. And when you're on the clock, we help keep you on schedule. Order by 4 p.m. and get next day job site delivery on select items as early as 6:30 a.m. At Lowe's, we have your back on the job. Delivery Monday through Saturday in select zip codes, subject to availability.
My name is Whitney Allen, and I'm a widow. My husband, Ryan, died. We never thought we'd ever have to use life insurance, but the unexpected happened. With Ethos, signing up was fast and 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage. I'm grateful we were prepared.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/play. That's ethos.com/play. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
1:33 on a live imaging Tuesday. Momo in for Mason and Ireland. It is that time each Tuesday around 1:30 p.m.
That's right.
The one and only Dr. Robert Clapper from Cedar Sinai. You hear the Weekend Warrior Show Saturday mornings at 7 a.m. It is time for Dr. Clapper. Good morning, Doc. Or not good morning, good afternoon,
Doc.
Chris.
Yeah, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Dr. Clapper. How are you?
Yeah, how are you, John Ireland?
I'm like so much better right now because I had like half a Celsius. Is this okay for my body? Like once in a while,
yeah.
Am I good?
Well, you need it today. You've been up for
I know, I've been up
hours.
forever.
Dr. Clapper, I want to start here today. I follow you on social media, and I'm very jealous of the fact that you had a relationship with Dr. Frank Jobe. He passed away in 2014, but the reason his name was in the news this week is that in 1983, he revolutionized sports, particularly for baseball players, when he came up with an idea for Tommy John surgery. And now over 2,500 current players, college, high school, pro, all have had Tommy John surgery. It is something that changed sports medicine forever. So first, let me start with this. What was Dr. Jobe like? You knew him, right?
Very, very well. Not only did I go to surgery with him and to watch him work, my best Clapper vision of watching a master surgeon like Dr. Jobe work, John, was like a rose, right? A fully flowering, blooming rose. and he literally could pull each petal off of the rose individually as he's going from skin through subcutaneous tissues to the fascia, to the periosteum, to into the joint. Our bodies are like a 7-layer cake or like a rose with all the petals, and he had the most incredible hands of going through those layers. And I wished it into the universe that I'm not only going to spend time with him in 1988, I did a fellowship with him, but I'm going to write a paper with him. I was so maniacal, I said, I'm going to come up with the greatest idea. He's going to want to write a paper with me, and I did.
What was it?
So at the time, I came from New York, the Hospital for Special Surgery, where we took care of the Giants and the Yankees and the Mets. But he was a Mount Rushmore guy. And at the time, shoulder replacements were being done more effectively. And we now had a brand new tool called an MRI, which is now you take for granted. But it was brand new in 1988. And I could see on the MRI we were doing for these shoulder replacements, these horizontal bands in a muscle called the subscapularis tendon. And I came up with the craziest idea that I'm going to get cadavers from Long Beach. There's a morgue in the hospital down there.
Okay.
And cut them up into tiny slices, the subscapularis tendon. That's the tendon when it contracts, lets you rotate your arm to touch your belly button, internal rotation. And that's the tendon that would classically rupture early in the days when they were trying to figure out how to make a shoulder replacement. So I wanted to show the anatomy, the microanatomy, these tiny raphes or tendons within the muscle. Anyway, to make a long story short, I got the cadavers, I stained them, I cut them up, and I made slides so you can map out the territory, and I go bursting into his office with my white coat, and I opened the coat up. Dr. Job, take a look at it. All the slides went on his desk. It was like, it was crazy. And he looked at me and he said, Robert, this is incredible. I go, great. Will you be my faculty advisor? And he said, sure. And I wrote a paper that came out in the American Journal of Sports Medicine where it says Robert Clapper, Frank Jobs. One of the great moments in my life.
All right. Dr. Clapper, I think people take for granted how in 1983...
74.
Was it 74 when he did? Okay.
1974.
1974. Tommy John was 31 years old. Explain to me, like I'm a 6-year-old, what Tommy John surgery is, because I don't think most people understand what a crazy idea this was at the time. So if you were explaining to someone who had no knowledge and it was someone with a little kid, how would you explain it?
So I'm kind of good at that. That's what the Clapper vision is, right? So right now, go ahead and take your right arm, and I want you to flex your elbow and straighten your elbow. Flex and extend it. Now, if I was standing in front of you while you were doing that and I grabbed your forearm and your arm and I tried to wiggle it side to side at your elbow, it doesn't open up like a book because there's a ligament on the pinky side of your elbow called the ulnar collateral ligament, and there's a ligament on the outside as well. But the ulnar collateral ligament, when you throw the curveball like Sandy Koufax did and blew out his elbow, which is what happened back then and happens now, you tear. And in Tommy John's case, he just blew it up. It just ripped. And now his elbow is flopping in the breeze because the connection between the arm bone and the forearm right at the elbow, the ulnar collateral ligament, is now ripped in half. Well, there was a hand surgeon named Herb Stark that Dr. Job spent a lot of time with when he was at Rancho Los Amigos working on children with polio. And what polio did as a virus is it paralyzed not all your muscles, but some of them, to the point that they were useless and they were unstable and loose and you couldn't move the joints. In polio surgery, desperately, you tried to give them stability, particularly in the ankle. He and Herb Stark did an ankle surgery on a polio patient. And what did they do? They literally would drill holes with a drill, just like my dad, the carpenter, has, Milwaukee Tools, and drill a hole in the end of the arm bone and drill a hole in your forearm bone, the olecranon. And just, here's the Clapper vision, shoelaces for your sneaker.
Right.
If you want to tighten your sneaker, those laces go through the holes in the tongue of the sneaker, and you pull both ends, and you now tighten your sneaker. Well, Dr. Job said in polio, we used a tendon from another part of that patient's body like shoelace, and now we weave it through the shoelace holes in the bone, the tunnels you drilled.
This is
and
insane.
Now tighten it, and he tightened it, and now guess what? It's not unstable anymore. But here's the problem. Your funny bone nerve, right? When you hit your funny bone and it tingles into your fingers,
right,
is living right where those holes are, right where the ligament is. And Tommy John said, Dr. Clapper, he said, Dr. Joe, I'm so grateful, but I got no feeling in my hand. And he had to take him back to surgery to now move the ulnar nerve because it was being stretched. And now, thanks to people like my good buddy, Dr. Neil Elatrosh, who does so many of these so wonderfully, part of the surgery Dr. Job learned and now has taught all of us is when you do it, you need to move the nerve while you're fixing the ligament. Otherwise, you'll have numbness. And that is why, as you said, more than 1/3 of all Major League Baseball pitchers who are currently pitching have had at least one, or in the case of Ohtani, 2 Tommy John surgeries in their career.
So my understanding was when Tommy John did the surgery, kind of let them experiment on him, right? This wasn't an established surgery.
Well, no one had ever done it, right, Dr. Clapper? He was the first.
Yes. Dr. Job said to Tommy John, he was a real character. He said, okay, Tommy, if I don't fix it, you're going to be like Sandy Koufax, and you're never going to pitch again. If we try this, and Tommy John says, listen, you do heart transplants, you should be able to do this. And Dr. Job says it's never been done before. We've done things like this in polio. You have a 1 in 100, a 1% chance this is going to work.
Wow.
And Tommy John famously said, well, I wasn't really a math major, but I knew 1% was better than 0%, so he went for it. And he actually, John Ireland, he had 124 wins, Tommy John, before 1974. He started in 1963. He had 124 wins. He was a good pitcher. He had 164 wins after the surgery. He came second in the Cy Young in 1977 and 79 after the Tommy John surgery was done. So that's why many baseball pitchers feel they're better afterwards. They're not. They just do their rehab, and that's a myth. You're not better afterwards. You just rehab and concentrate more.
Yeah, it's an amazing story. All right, I want to slip one more thing in here before I let you go. Edwin Diaz, the Dodger reliever, and you've been on before, Dr. Clapper, and talked about how they have that great new tool that can replace or repair those loose bodies in your elbow, and they did it with Diaz, and he says he's healthy and that he's pain-free, but he's really struggling. His fastball is the velocity's down. He's not the same pitcher he was a year ago. Does that surprise you? And are those two things connected? That he had that surgery and now he's struggling?
The key, no, it doesn't. And here's the reason. You always have to ask, and I hope the listeners of the Mason and Ireland show and the listeners to Ramona Shelburne enjoy learning. That's the segment is all about. That's what the Weekend Warrior show is all about, to demystify stuff. But I want you to learn how to ask questions when you hear about an injury. So here's the question I want you all to ask. The technology is better. The bounce back, the recovery. You know, Daniel Jones is running around after his Achilles tendon surgery less than 9 months after it was fixed. So it's clear that our technology in all of these things is much better. We have iPhones, not rotary phones anymore. But here's the question you got to ask. What is the shape of the elbow once you do get those rid of the loose bodies? Where did they come from? Why did you develop loose bodies? That's why you're not going to take a 32-year-old where you really rescue them by removing the loose bodies so elegantly. But the key question is, how much degenerative changes exist in his elbow that where the loose bodies came from? Go ahead and walk around with a pebble in your shoe. You know, Clapper vision. Go ahead and leave the spoon in the disposal in your sink like we've all done. Those blades don't move very well. And that's the key. how much banged up inside of the elbow still persists. And you're talking about, like you mentioned, John, the subtlety of 98 miles an hour. Now he's 93. You say to yourself, who cares? It's just 5 miles an hour. Trust me, that is a big deal to a Major League Baseball player. So how degenerative is his elbow? That's the key question.
Great stuff as usual, Dr. Clapper. Really appreciate you doing that, and look forward to the Weekend Warriors show this Saturday. Chris, you a part of that, or is this part of your vacation? Are you taking a rare week off?
This week I am taking a week off, but moving forward in the fall, we've got fresh Dr. Clapper every week. We got him a Comrex for his office.
Beautiful.
So he's going to have direct pipe
You're like
right
me,
in.
Dr. Clapper, I travel with one of those things for the Lakers. You're officially a broadcaster. You have a Comrex. Congratulations.
You may have to coach me, John Ireland. You may have to be the Phil Jackson to Dr. Clapper right now.
Always. Thank you, Doctor. Have a great day.
The Weekend Warrior Show presented by Cedars-Sinai, Saturday morning, 7 a.m., right here on ESPN LA, Johnny I.
All right. Coming up next, is the WNBA making a mistake by having all female analysts on their games? One veteran NBA writer says they are. We'll get into that next. Momo Information. I'm John Ireland, ESPN LA.
High altitude, short rest, and a Western Conference battle awaits for the black and gold.
Oh, what a goal!
LAFC hits the road looking for a bounce-back win as they invade Colorado.
LAFC!
Pre-game of LAFC versus Colorado Rapids starts tomorrow at 6 p.m. on the home of the black and gold, 710 ESPN and ESPN LA app.
We'll get into that WNBA talk in just a little bit, but join Beto this Thursday for the debut of his brand new digital show, The Ralph's High School Football Weekly. Tune in live every Thursday at 10:30 a.m. on the ESPN LA YouTube channel with a replay on Fridays at 10:30 a.m. Each week, Beto will be breaking down all the biggest matchups and interviewing some of the biggest names in the Southland. Watch Thursdays at 10:30 a.m. only on ESPN LA YouTube channel. Thanks to Ralph's.
Call Jacob. Hey, it's Mace.
And I'm Ireland.
After a crash, you are on the spot. You got to make the right decisions.
800-345-6789. Count the facts. Count on Jacob.
Count your options, then count on Jacob. 800-345-6789.
Put it in your phone. Memorize it.
Accident or injury, call Jacob and Ronnie. Call Jacob 1-800-345-6789. Call Jacob.
Welcome to Milagro Tequila, where the sun shines, good times roll, and tequila pours. Take a sip of sunshine this summer with Milagro Tequila, crafted from 100% Blue Weber agave for bright flavor and exceptional smoothness. Shake up fresh margaritas with Milagro Silver. Mix the perfect paloma with Milagro Reposado, or enjoy the rich, smooth taste of Milagro Añejo on the rocks. Find Milagro at your favorite retailer, in-store, and online. Tequila never tasted brighter. Milagro Tequila. Please enjoy responsibly.
So I've got this right. Flat repairs or replacement if needed. Rotations and rebalancing every 5,000 miles, all included with the tire purchase. With paid installation and tax? That's the...
Don't make me say it.
I was going to say it.
You don't say it. You back it up. That's the limited lifetime tire guarantee. Free with every tire purchase.
So they're the
best around. Nothing's gonna ever keep you down.
Midas, the best around.
Skechers elite athlete OG Anunoby has been making history on the basketball court.
Anunoby tips it in. Unbelievable. What a shot.
He's been balling out in Skechers high-performance basketball sneakers, and the world is noticed. But how does OG train off the court to keep in peak physical condition? Hands-free Skechers Slip-ins Aeroburst. They help prepare OG for the physical demands of playing at a championship level. Get your pair of Aeroburst for only $165 at a Skechers store, Skechers.com, or wherever high-performance running shoes are sold.
149 on a live imaging Tuesday presented by Providence on Mason and Ireland. Momo Information. Remember, your heart powers every moment that matters. Our friends at Providence are committed to keeping you in the game with personalized heart care, preventive screenings, and healthy living resources designed to support your long-term wellness. Providence.org/SoCal Heart, Johnny I.
All right, so before we get into this story about the WNBA, I want to mention a hail fellow well met, an important one. Bill Rasmussen died today. And you say, who's Bill Rasmussen? Bill Rasmussen is the person who came up with the idea for ESPN. He said, I want to put together a 24-hour sports network. And people looked at him like he was crazy. So they would say to him stuff like, wait a minute. So if there's a softball game in Omaha between Stanford and Oklahoma State, you're going to put that on TV. And Bill Rasmussen said, absolutely.
Yep.
And they said, no one is going to sit around and watch sports 24/7. And Bill Rasmussen said, you want to bet? And that was in 1983. And I would encourage anybody who is a fan of ESPN that today at 4 o'clock on ESPN2, they're going to rerun a 30 for 30 called Sports Heaven, which is what Bill Rasmussen said this will be. If we start a network, it will be. And by the way, there were 2 locations where Bill was going to put his place. One was in because he got a land deal.
Yep.
In Bristol, Connecticut, they said if you bring your network here, we'll give you the land. We just want your business. And the other place Bill was looking at, do you know, Momo?
No, where is it?
San Diego.
Oh.
ESPN was almost born in San Diego, and that's what he was moving forward on. And when Bristol called and said, we'll give you the land for free, Bill said,
wow.
I can't pass that up.
Oh, man.
Can you imagine how many sportscasters would have been beating the door down to work for ESPN if it was in San Diego? Now, as the way it turns out, they all did anyway to get to Bristol. But that's how it got to Bristol. They offered a land deal. And,
amazing.
And so today, 4 o'clock, ESPN2, Bill Rasmussen, his story, it's the birth of ESPN is the subject of this 30 for 30. Bill died today after a long battle with Parkinson's. And without Bill Rasmussen, there is no ESPN. And if you hear the guys who would eventually succeed him as the head of ESPN, including Jimmy Pitaro, the guy who has the job now, they will all tell you that there's no ESPN without Bill Rasmussen. George Bodenheimer, we had George on. Mason and I did a live show with George and did a Q&A, and he talked at length about the importance of Bill Rasmussen.
He was like 93, wasn't he?
Yeah. Had a great full life. He is credited for giving birth to ESPN. Today, 4 o'clock, Sports Heaven, 30 for 30 on ESPN2.
Sometimes I miss those old days when I was growing up, and you would turn on ESPN at midnight, and there's a guy sawing wood because they needed content.
On the Ocho.
Oh, yeah.
Jumping on logs.
Oh, yeah. And it was just like normal programming.
Great.
Yeah,
great.
it was.
Listen, the first time I went to Bristol, as part of my rookie camp, I got goosebumps. Like I still kind of go, wow, this is like really the place. This is the mothership.
And if you've never been there, Bristol is like in the middle of like a manufacturing town.
Yeah,
like
totally.
Everything closes at 7 o'clock.
Yeah.
I lived there for 2.5 years.
Yeah.
So it's kind of in the middle of nowhere, but it's like a small college campus, like a community college campus in the middle of this small town. Most people are either commuting from Hartford or coming in from New York City. But it feels like an industry town, but the industry is just ESPN.
And there are real big old satellite dishes there.
Right.
You gotta go, oh, we really are beaming live from here.
Yeah. And I just think, we were talking earlier about, we did a lot of conversations about Dr. Buss, how when Dr. Buss bought the Lakers, he said, I'm going to put courtside seats down there. And the NBA said, you can't put fans on the court. That's a safety issue. And Dr. Buss said, I'm doing it anyway. Now every team does it. He said, I'm going to put dancing girls that are going to dance during the timeouts. I'm going to call them the Laker girls. They said, you can't do that. This isn't Las Vegas. And Dr. Buss said, well, I'm doing it anyway. And now every team has a dance team. That was Bill Rasmussen. He said, I'm going to create a 24-hour sports network. And everybody said, you're crazy. People aren't going to watch sports 24/7. And now there's ESPN, ESPN2, ESPN Classic. There's like 7 different channels. So good for Bill. All right, let me get this in here before we get to Fast Track. This is Rick Bucher, who, of course, used to work at ESPN and has gone on to a long
great hair.
Yeah, long career
great hair on that guy.
In media. He has an interesting question here. He said, the WNBA has been getting a lot of criticism by the way they're handling their controversies. And by the commissioner, everybody wants to replace the commissioner. She probably will be replaced this year. The league just hasn't handled any of these controversies well. And Rick says one step in the right direction is stop using all women to analyze your games. Here's Rick.
Why are all the color analysts and studio hosts women? Women have served in a variety of positions on national NBA broadcasts. Why shouldn't there be diversity on national WNBA broadcasts? What are the networks afraid of? The only males you will find on a national broadcast now are young up-and-comers doing play-by-play. Is the WNBA not worthy of being discussed and dissected by a variety of voices and perspectives in the same way the NBA is? There are some smart basketball-savvy women, both in the studio and the broadcast booth, but I don't hear a whole lot of differing opinion or debate. It all comes off as safe and monotone and cookie-cutter, especially when it comes to controversial topics.
Momo, what do you think?
A lot. Let me, okay. For so many years, it was mostly men on broadcasts and in sports. And the generation, like when I started as a female reporter, I remember being at the Rose Bowl, and I looked around, and there was like 85 dudes in there in the press box. I was at a college football game. It was UCLA. And it was like me.
All 5 feet nothing of you.
Yeah, 5 feet 2. And I feel like Helene Elliott might have been there for the Times. You know, there might have been Beth Harris from the AP. There was like, let's just say it was like 82-3. Okay. Like there just wasn't much representation in that. And I'm not that old. Okay. I'm not young anymore, but I'm not old.
You're younger than me.
And like I said. So.
That was good.
I'm loopy.
Yeah.
I got a little Celsius in
pumping through the body. You're on the John Ireland sleep schedule.
We're really in the first generation where there has been more representation. And I don't know. It's hard for me to hear the pushback now.
Do you disagree with Rick?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, okay. I get the point, the larger point. Why can't there be any men in there? And the guys will like it more if there's a white dude or whatever dude in there talking about women's sports. I don't think there's any barriers to entry, but there's already been a large discussion about how come there's so many male coaches in the NBA, and we've already had that discussion. Okay, but like this is the first generation where the scales have been tilted the other direction. So now you're whining about it? Like, okay, try being us for the last 50 years.
Emily, what do you think?
I don't know.
I think equality with talking about sports comes when you treat and talk about them similarly. So I feel like Rick Bucher's controversies, quote unquote, he's talking about are things off the court. Okay? Sure, whatever. I think what truly comes to be like where we can treat women's sports the same is if we're talking about the Vegas Aces winning 3 of the last 4 titles, and are they going to be this dynasty?
Yeah.
If we're talking about, Caitlin Clark has never won the big one. What has she won? If it's play 100%. On the court and not everything outside of it. So I'm not opposed to having a Wilbon, a Stephen A. Smith, if that's what they're going to talk about in this. So I think what Ramona's saying is great, where it's like, the scales have tipped, but I also don't want ESPN to feel like this is the girls' channel. Like the WNBA is the only the girls'
That's
thing.
true too. I'm going to get back to something I did Sue Bird's podcast today. It'll come out on Friday. Okay, and she brought up this idea.
By the way, I think she should be the next commissioner of the WNBA. Do you think she'd take it if they offered it to her?
No, I think she's busy with her content career and business moguling and all the things.
Hijacked your story.
But but I agree with you on Sue.
Yeah.
I think that. The WNBA, is what you said, is that it has become the crossroads of a lot of the culture wars, and part of it is because they engage with it. The players discuss politics out in the open. They go at people. They
just like the NBA
politically.
has.
Well, they used to. It hasn't happened in a while. I haven't seen that many controversies. I think that's kind of quieted down. They haven't engaged with it as much, but I think the players do engage a lot more in social issues. And Sue had a really good point. She said back in 2020, when they openly campaigned for the Senate race in Georgia, against Kelly Loeffler down in Georgia, for Raphael Warnock, they endorsed her.
And Warnock ended up winning.
Okay, Warnock won. she said it almost felt like that was the only way anyone paid attention to it is when we talked about social issues. All we ever wanted was for people to talk about our games and basketball. And I was like, that's so true. Like, so now the basketball is finally caught up. Like, I have actual conversations about the day-to-day of the WNBA now, and people know what we're talking about. We talked all about Kelsey Plum asking for a trade or getting a trade or whatever, however that went down. Okay?
The mismanagement of the Sparks, but as the play, not because of some other thing.
They're finally there on the court is the main point. They're finally there where enough people are starting to watch and pay attention. And we're talking about Olivia Miles. And then she goes, well, who do you like for the championship? And I go, well, I still kind of like the Aces because in the playoffs, a dominant post player.
Just with the Dodgers.
I don't, by the way. I think Minnesota's taking them down this
year. Well, we'll see.
Yeah.
But in the playoffs, I think having a dominant post player like Asia Wilson is going to matter. And I know they just lost to them. Becky Hammond had this quote about, like, we didn't show everything. I mean, that's like NBA style where, like, you don't show your hand. This is what they've been waiting for their whole, like, lives, existence, is for people to pay attention to the games and pay attention and talk about the games the way we talk about the NBA. And I think they're finally there. And so now I'm wondering how they handle this other stuff, the social issues, the political issues. And to Rick's larger point, okay, fine, complain about it. I get your point. There's nothing. I wish there were more men who would cover the WNBA. There's not a lot of male beat writers out there.
And cover with fervor. And cover with,
watch the damn games.
Yeah.
By the way, if you haven't seen Olivia Miles play yet,
amazing.
You're missing out.
And what did the Wings do? Paige
Becker's amazing.
AC Fudd is amazing, but to not take Olivia Miles #1 overall now,
well, AC Fudd's pretty good. And maybe some of that they were trying to capture that UConn magic in a bottle with her and Paige
already
on the
playing
same
together.
Team. Yeah,
you know what's crazy though?
I think their college record was some absurd thing like, 50-4.
But then also look at her injury history. Like that was the thing that gave me pause. Is she's had so many knee surgeries that you're like, that's a #1 pick. I know she's really good, but how about? I just don't think anybody realized how great Olivia.
By the way, I gotta say, I've got an idea.
Yeah,
and I don't know how you guys react to it, and then we'll move on to fast track. If the Fever get knocked out of the playoffs, they should try and get Caitlin Clark and Sophie Cunningham to come do TV, both of them, because everybody thinks Sophie is like uber political. She's not. If you talk to her, she'll talk about Emily. Like you were talking about basketball, she talks about the role of the enforcer, the fact that great offensive players can be shut down with physical defense, stuff like that. That would go a long way towards kind of straightening this thing out. But let's see. All right, we're way over. Coming up next. Well, it was a good time. Yeah. Coming up next, Fast Track. Emily's got stuff for us. She'll throw it at us next. ESPN LA.
The home of USC football, and now the home of The Rich Eisen Show. Weekdays 9 a.m. to noon, KSPN Los Angeles, a Good Karma Brands radio station.
And you know we are LA's mega sports station. You spend every day with us on 7:10 a.m., the all-new ESPN LA app, and on YouTube at ESPN Los Angeles. But quite often you see us on the streets. The ESPN LA street team rolling up across the Southland and pulling up at the hottest events.
Baby, let's cruise.
You know who takes care of our rides? Our friends at George Chevrolet. The GM, John Good, his fantastic team. Find out more at GeorgeChevy.com. Chevrolet, together let's drive. Our ESPN LA street team, driven by our friends at George Chevrolet. George Chevy, off the 91 freeway in the city of Bellflower. Thanks to George Chevy for making our ESPN LA street team absolutely beautiful, man.
I'm John Ireland, and the cleaner way to cocktail is with Blue Ice Vodka. Gluten-free, no added sugar, only 64 calories an ounce. Find Blue Ice at Bristol Farms, Smart & Final, and Ralph's. Blue Ice, smooth, affordable, a better way to cocktail. Enjoy responsibly.
Morongo's giving away a Mustang GT Fastback. It's sleek and turns heads. We already have so much in common. Now your top reasons to visit Morongo.
Walker Hayes is bringing that country stuff to Morongo on the 22nd.
Number 2.
Morongo's Travel Center gas prices are the lowest around.
And the number 1 reason.
We're giving away a 2026 Mustang GT Fastback, the 31st.
Morongo, good times.
Prizes, flyaways, even
Cash money. You want it? We've got it. Find a list of all contests and official rules by visiting ESPNLAcontests.com.
That's ESPNLAcontests.com.
Being a sports fan in Los Angeles can be unpredictable. Your ice cream shouldn't be. For over 80 years, Thrifty has delivered the exact same legendary experience, right down to our signature cylindrical scoop. It's the brand this city was raised on, and the easiest call you'll make on game day. Skip the debate. Just grab the carton everyone already agrees on. Thrifty Ice Cream, a California classic. Available at most major retailers.
And it is 2 p.m. in the Southland on the biggest show on the radio, Mason in Ireland.
All right, it is time for Fast Track.
Fast Track.
The return of Fast Track, driven by our friends at Cerritos Auto Square. Why do more people buy their car at Cerritos Auto Square than from any other location in Southern California? Easy. With 24 dealerships side by side, car shoppers can find the right car at the right price at the right location. Cerritos Auto Square. Learn more at CerritosAutoSquare.com.
Time for Fast Track.
Down low is 350 cube, 3 1/4 horsepower, 4-speed, 410 gears, 10 coats of competition orange, hand rubbed lacquer with a cool plain manifold, open race cams.
Fast Track on Mason in Ireland.
Time for Fast Track. Take it away, Mace.
All right, no Mace. Momo in for Mace today. Zoom. What do you got?
You know what annoys me more than anything else? Lines for no reason. Lines that don't need to exist. Lines that people think are cool.
What
and
set
lining
this,
up.
What set this off?
Okay. Today, August 18th, the tickets for the movie Dune Part 3, which comes out on December 18th, came out today. So AMC was going to, release these tickets to see if they get these big IMAX formats, whatever, the things we've been talking about. The app crashed because it crashes every freaking time they try to do this. They did it to the Odyssey. They did it. So in New York City, people lined up around the block at AMC Lincoln Square.
Who are these people?
For 2 hours before the tickets went on sale to get tickets for a movie coming out in 4 months. Everyone needs to calm down.
Seriously.
Everyone needs to just go to the movies.
I literally would pay a lot of money if you promised me I never had to do that for the rest of my life.
So good, John.
I don't wait in line. The only time I ever wait in lines is if I'm with my son.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to hand down my impatience to him. So I'll just say to him, okay, we got to wait in this line. But any other line that has more than 5 people in it, if I go into the Starbucks downstairs and there's 5 people in line, I'm out.
Same, especially in this app culture where you can always order ahead.
Pre-order, pick up,
I feel like you lost a bet. You did something wrong if you have to wait in line. If you didn't order ahead and it's not ready when I get there.
Or the thing isn't that good. So here's my bone to pick with a lot of LA transplant places in town that might be good, but here's why they have lines.
I love it so much when Emily gets worked up. I just love it.
But she's onto something here. She's right.
They put the cash register at the beginning of the store, right where the door opens. So there's a line.
You
no
gotta
matter what.
You gotta walk past the line to get to where you're going.
If there's any line at all, you see if there's 4 people that want to order food, there's going to be a line. And people are like, "Oh, what's that?" They're manufacturing a line that doesn't exist.
Just marketing.
I'm talking to you, home state in East LA.
My buddy Bill McDonald has a tradition with his kids that his kids are all grown now, but when they were little, it started and it still goes on today. They will go whenever a Star Wars movie comes out. They'll go to the first showing when it's available. And they'll go wait in the line. And Adrian Garcia, who was our Spanish announcer for a few years, was with Billy. And these guys would what time we got to get there to get in line to see the first showing? Probably a couple hours before. All right, meet you there. Kill me now.
Can I tell you the only line?
I got to wait 2 hours in line to sit 2 hours in a theater?
So stupid.
I'll go the next day.
Seriously.
It's for young people. I will say that.
It is.
And also, do these people not have jobs? You don't have anything else that you can do with your time? They
the
probably
whole
don't.
point of standing in that line is so you can put it on the gram.
I will
or
also
on your
say,
TikTok.
I'm talking about you, Courage Bagels. Your bagels suck. I'm talking about you, Home State. I'm thinking about all these places that these people think are good that aren't good. Anyway, go support a local business.
Do you want to know
that needs your help?
Do you know the only line I will wait in? The only line is at Dodger Stadium on one of the bobblehead giveaways. If I get there, really,
you are an idiot.
I know, it's so stupid.
I remember one time Mason calls me and he goes,
I know, so stupid I do this. I can't believe it.
No, he calls me and he goes, hey, you know John Carpino, the president of the Angels, right? And I did. John retired this year.
Yeah,
but I knew him for a lot of years, a great guy. He goes, yeah. Can you call him and have him, they're giving away a bobblehead. Lindsay really wants one. Can you get one tomorrow? I'm like, no, I'm not calling the president of the Angels to get your stupid bobblehead. I mean, what is wrong with people?
My friends and I, we like going to Dodger games on some of those giveaway days. And I have this one friend, Mandy. She gets all fired up. She literally was like, which one are we going to go to? They're doing the bobblehead of the catch on September 6th. And the tickets are like $250 each. I'm like, what are you talking about? I'm not going to pay that much money to get a bad seat so I can get a $2 bobblehead.
It is
like,
so backwards.
I'm like, what are we? Yeah.
Oh, God.
And they have these like championship rings that people give away. They're not real, okay? They're just a replica of that player's ring. And then you think it's the only time they're doing the Shohei ring, but then they do another one like a month later, and people wait in line for this. But every once in a while, like my friend will get me into this, and I'll be like, all right, I'll do it. What time we got to get there? Oh, 2 hours ery? Okay. Like I've actually done this, and I can't believe
I'm shocked that you do this.
I literally
shocked.
I won't say ran, but I will say I walked quite fast.
Oh my God!
On a day of the giveaway,
you're like the people that go shopping on the day after Thanksgiving. You're running to the door.
I was like, "What are we doing?" And then the next time there's a giveaway, I won't care at all. But the one that I decide to go to, I'm gonna make sure I get that, because the worst thing is if you buy tickets and they run out by the time you get there.
Well,
I know this is a ridiculous
Dodgers,
thing. Sorry.
Join DeMarco and Travis this Thursday, August 20th, live at Legends Attic in Claremont. Dalton Rushing will make an appearance, as well as Oral Hershiser and Dave Hobrecht's incredible artwork and plenty more. That's this Thursday from 3 to 6 at Legends Attic. Be there. So we just talked about lines and movies. I want to point out that the season 4 finale of Breaking Bad will be shown in select theaters on September 4th. September 7th at Alamo Drafthouse. So it's what's included in it is a Heisenberg hat, a blue rock candy, a call bell, like the grandpa used, and a Gus Fring half face mask.
Oh, that's cool.
Would you sign up to see a TV premiere or finale in the theater?
But it already happened.
So this is a great finale. This is the one where Gus gets it.
Yeah.
Would you see it?
Hey, spoiler alert.
I like Breaking Bad so much, I think I would do it. But not if I have to wait in line.
It's no lines required. Just you got to buy the ticket.
Okay.
Yet another stupid line I waited in. I'm just telling all my embarrassing stories. I once went. This is a group of people that I went with Steve Mason, Michelle Beadle, and Rachel Nichols. And I waited in a very long line to go watch the Game of Thrones show at the Forum, which was really just them playing songs from the show.
Okay, so a live orchestra.
Like a live performance. And they had like the show up on the screen or something.
I've done that for Harry Potter, but I didn't wait in the line.
All 4 of us were like big fans. But it was at the height of the popularity. Like it was at the peak of Game of Thrones, not like 10 years after the finale.
At least $100 from me if I don't have to go to that.
I totally understand.
I will pay you $100 if I don't have to go to that.
Somebody saw me walking very quickly up the hill at Dodger Stadium, and I pray there's no video of it. It's very embarrassing for me. To get one of those bobbleheads, or I think it was one of the rings or something. I can't believe it. Yeah.
Yeah,
it can happen to all of us, Em. I'm just telling you, even though I'm totally on your side, John, I have been caught by these bugs every once in a while, too.
All right, more Fast Track coming up next. Momo Information, ESPN LA.
It is Fast Track on Mason and Ireland on 710 ESPN, the all-new ESPN LA app, and always on YouTube at ESPN Los Angeles, driven by Cerritos Auto Square.
It is time for Fast Track.
Fast Track.
Why do more people buy their car at Cerritos Auto Square than from any other location in Southern California? Easy. With 24 dealerships side by side, car shoppers can find the right car at the right price at the right location. Cerritos Auto Square. Learn more at CerritosAutosquare.com.
Time for Fast Track.
More Fast Track next.
Don't miss the countdown to kickoff. Presented by BMO, official bank of LAFC.
The Black and Gold fell to San Diego FC at BMO Stadium over the weekend. What's happening? It's Mario Reeves. I'm going to react to that loss and quickly turn to the next match in Colorado. I got Rapids radio voice Connor Cape joining me to preview tomorrow night's matchup. It's Countdown to Kickoff presented by BMO tonight at 6 p.m.
BMO presents Countdown to Kickoff, hosted by Mario Ruiz on ESPN LA.
Here in Los Angeles, our city water is loaded with chlorine and chemicals. That's why I got LifeSource Whole House Water System. It cleans and conditions water from every tap for healthier water with no salt and no regular maintenance. No more harsh, skin-irritating city water. Upgrade your water and your life with LifeSource. I did, and I'm never going back. LifeSource has been doing it for decades. Read the reviews. Call the LifeSource California factory today at 800-WATER-99 or visit LifeSourceWater.com. LifeSource Water, it's not just better, it's essential. LifeSource, taste and feel the difference. Warranty limitations apply.
Hi folks, it's Oral Hershiser, and I couldn't be prouder or more excited to introduce the new Oral Hershiser Chevrolet here in beautiful Chino. Chevrolet has been a part of America's story for over 100 years, built on grit, reliability, and doing things the right way. And that's exactly how we are going to earn your business at Oral Hershiser Chevrolet. So come on in, say hello, and let us earn your trust. Oral Hershiser Chevrolet, Bulldog tough, Chevy strong.
When it comes to hiring, other job sites are still huddling, while ZipRecruiter's already in the end zone. What's the advantage? With ZipRecruiter, when you need to hire someone fast, you get them fast, but you also get the best person for your job. It's a win-win. Plus, ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. It finds them for you. Recruiting a team or looking for fresh talent, ZipRecruiter covers the field with their powerful technology and immediately starts showing your job to the right candidates. That's why over 4 million businesses have used ZipRecruiter to hire, and why 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within 1 day. ZipRecruiter makes hiring faster, smarter, and more efficient from post to hire before the competition can even line up. Get in the end zone with ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. Try it for free at ZipRecruiter.com/LA. That's ZipRecruiter.com/LA.
Here she comes. Surprise! They sent a duplicate shipment to your flower shop. Now you have to pay for 1,000 extra carnations. Also, there's a beehive outside your store, and they're super aggressive. There's thousands of them.
Progressive knows small business owners usually don't like surprises because they cost you money. But a good surprise, saving 10% or more on commercial auto insurance when you pay in full.
Also, the egg salad you just ate was expired. Gross.
Surprise yourself. See if you can save in as little as 8 minutes at ProgressiveCommercial.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Discounts not available in all states or situations.
Hot damn! Twisted Tea Hard Iced Tea just got harder with Twisted Tea Extreme. The hard iced tea taste you know and love, but with an 8% kick of alcohol. Twisted Tea Extreme is made with real brewed tea, goes down smooth, and brings your daytime drinking to the next level. Just look for the bright yellow cans in the cooler and get ready to dial up the fun. Big flavor, extreme kick. Twisted Tea Extreme. Keep it twisted!
Visit Tea Brewing Company, Cincinnati, Ohio. Please drink responsibly.
Fast Track. And it is Fast Track on 710 ESPN. Mason and Ireland on the all-new ESPN LA app, 7:10 a.m. and always on YouTube at ESPN Los Angeles. Fast Track now back in the 2 p.m. hour on Mason and Ireland, driven by Cerritos Auto Square. Why do more people buy their car at Cerritos Auto Square than from any other location in Southern California? Easy. With 24 dealerships side by side, car shoppers can find the right car at the right price at the right location. Cerritos Auto Square. Learn more at CerritosAutoSquare.com. Once again, back to Fast Track and back to Mason and Ireland on 710.
Zoom, Em.
All right, so there's been a debate online over what is actually the drink of the summer. So for the past couple summers, it's just been Aperol Spritzes. Everybody at the bars is getting Yappy Spritz. I love an Aperol Spritz. It's one of my
Lisa
favorites.
Ireland, big fan of those when we were in Italy. Had one almost every day.
But apparently, based on Google trend results, like Google searches, things like that, the Hugo Spritz has overcome the Aperol Spritz as the drink of the summer.
Please tell me
Hugo Spritz is 4 ounces of chilled Prosecco, half to an ounce of Saint Germain, and an ounce of club soda or seltzer, fresh mint leaves, and a lemon or lime wheel. So it just doesn't have the Aperol. It has Saint Germain instead. What to you is the drink of the summer?
What is the drink of the summer?
Or any summer. You're in the hot heat. You want to drink. What do you look for?
I don't
besides
like
Blue Ice?
sugar. I don't like sugar in my drinks. I like a crisp drink.
So you're not getting a whiskey sour?
No, too
which is
sweet.
what I drink a lot because there's sugar in them.
Yeah. I really just like, I'm just going to make me sound like an alcoholic. I just like something straight on the rocks. Like I like tequila on the rocks, or I like something with just a little twist of lime.
You ever had a Worthy Splash?
No, what's that?
Invented by James Worthy on the golf course. It's the greatest summer drink of all
Tell
time.
me.
Ready?
Okay.
2 shots of tequila.
All right.
Splash of pineapple juice over ice.
Okay, I don't know why he gets to name that. That doesn't sound like that creative. But
well, who else was drinking pineapple and tequila before
I mean,
Worthy
Shirley
invented
Temple
it?
isn't that ingenious, but it's named after her.
Okay, sure. I'll go with it. It still has sugar. That's pineapple juice. But I don't dislike that. That's a good idea. I like tequila and grapefruit juice. I like tequila.
Like tonic water?
I like a ranch water. Have you ever had a ranch water?
Love ranch water.
I like that. That's one of my drinks of choice. But when I go to get a cocktail, I often order a dirty martini with gin.
Ooh,
that's
classy
usually
lady.
That's usually my cocktail of choice.
Lisa orders a dirty martini, but she does it with Tito's vodka instead of the gin.
Yeah.
All right, what's next, Sarah M?
Next thing is Joshua Baez over the weekend was the first MLB player in history to hit 3.
Wait, hold on.
What?
A little breaking news here.
All right, Will, you got the breaking news sounder?
Ready?
All right, here we go.
According to Katie Wu, the Dodgers are placing closer Edwin Diaz on the IL.
Makes sense. It's what we were talking about earlier. He's not right. And maybe this will be a way to get him to accept a demotion to the minors where he can work it out.
Rehab. So disguise it as a rehab start instead
Right.
of it being you have to go work it out.
That is a very smart move by the Dodgers. He was lit up like a Christmas tree last night. He turned an 11-2 game into an 11-5 game, and they actually had Tanner Scott warming up in the bullpen in case Diaz couldn't put out the fire. That's the right move. All right, and we cut you off.
I'm sorry. It's all good. That's important news to break in with. But Joshua Baez was the first player in MLB history to hit 3 home runs on his MLB debut. Congratulations to him. But interestingly enough, the cleats he wore are going into the Hall of Fame, but they are not, in fact, his cleats. So his teammate, Brian Torres, noticed that the rookie had shown up with dirty cleats and white batting gloves. Torres eventually found a clean pair sitting in Blaze Jordan's locker, added a red belt from the trainer, and grabbed batting gloves from Jose Fermin. And the small detail, Jordan was downstairs when the shoe acquisition happened. So by the time he heard about it, Baez was already wearing them. So he wore someone else's shoes and happened to have the game of his life. Would you wear someone else's shoes?
Sure. Matter of fact, I've often said, Ramona, I've never understood how the greatest free throw shooter in the history of the NBA is a guy named Rick Barry.
Yep.
Everybody knows his sons now more.
Oh,
Brett
yeah.
Barry, John Barry, very athletic family. Rick shot 90% for his career at the free throw line. He's the only guy ever shoot 90. Steve Kerr's right there. Steph Curry's right there. But Rick's it. Rick's the answer. He has offered to teach anybody who wants to learn how to shoot free throws how he did it. And the only catch is Rick shot underhand, granny style.
Granny style.
And I asked him once, why don't more players do it? You shot 90% free. He goes, I've offered to teach any player, and they all tell me it doesn't look cool. So if I hit 3 home runs, I'm surprised he gave those shoes to the Hall of Fame. I'm superstitious. I want to keep playing.
But they're not his shoes.
Doesn't matter. I hit 3 home runs in him. It's the same thing with the bat.
I also kind of wonder, how did he not realize? Because I know what my shoes feel like. I've worn somebody else's shoes.
Well, he knew that they were not his shoes.
But they feel different.
Yes. Maybe they're did you guys ever watch that movie Like Mike?
Yeah.
So what's funny is I didn't know who
Lil Bow Wow.
I didn't know who Michael Jordan was because I thought that he was a character in Like Mike. I didn't know that Michael Jordan was a real person until later in my life. But anyway, he wears these shoes that Michael Jordan once wore, and then he becomes a great basketball player like Michael Jordan.
Right.
So maybe this is a Like Mike scenario with Joshua Baez.
Yeah, I don't care what it looks like or if I'm borrowing shoes or bats or gloves, or I would wear a pink tutu if it raised my free throw percentage by 20
But
points.
sharing shoes is gross, right, Ramona?
Wearing socks.
But men have sweaty, gross feet and sweaty, gross socks.
I know.
But
It's like,
not
okay.
the shoes aren't touching your skin.
Look, all I can compare it to is my own experience as an athlete. We don't share gloves. It's like your sweaty hand in a glove. Like, even if, somebody goes, oh, just use my glove. Nope, that doesn't happen.
Boy,
It's
when I grew
gross.
up playing
Feels
baseball,
weird.
you would leave the glove at your position so the other guy could use it.
Dude, so weird. Feels wrong. Feels gross.
Smells
Somebody else's shoes definitely feel different. I would know immediately they're not my shoes. And it would feel weird. I would feel like strange running it. It actually happened to me once. I couldn't find my shoes, and I had to wear somebody else's shoes who was not starting in that game. She let me borrow hers. They were like half size too big, but I made it work. Super weird. I didn't like it.
Yeah.
I had socks on. I didn't think it was as gross as the sharing it with a glove. But, yeah, I would know. I don't know how he hit 3 home runs that way. It feels very awkward.
Okay. Before we get to the break, I wanted to circle back to what our big story was today. Ramona was all over it yesterday. The Lakers, 18% of the Lakers is up for grabs, it sounds like. The majority shares are eventually going to end up in the hands of Bob Iger and Josh Kushner. Right now, the governor is Jeannie Buss. Bob Iger indicated he will leave her in that role unless something changes. Ramona, is something about to change?
Something has changed. The question is, will it go through, right? So the 5 siblings voted to sell. They think they can do it because they had some rights in the what's called a tag-along provision in the sale with the sale to Mark. Like, if he ever sold, we could tag along to his sale at the same valuation. They think they have those rights, and they only needed 4 votes. And Jeannie says, not so fast. I have this court order that says you can't do anything without me. I'm the lead shareholder at the Buss Family Trust. I control I'm the chairman of the board of directors. Right. Can't do anything without me. So something's changed. The question is, will that change go through?
And we don't know the answer to that
Not yet.
It may get worked out amongst lawyers in arbitration or just in a meeting, or it may go to court. I asked this earlier in the show, but for people who weren't listening, if this were a race, they're racing around the track, who would be ahead, Jeannie or the siblings?
I think right now, Jeannie is ahead in the sense that I think the law is more on her side right now because she has a court order. Whereas the other provision, this tag-along provision, I for everything I know and talking to lawyers and in my own personal life, I think irrevocable trusts are fairly ironclad.
Right.
They're really hard to change.
Now, even though, let's say you're right. Let's accept that premise and say that Jeannie is on better legal standing than the siblings. In your mind, does that necessarily mean that Jeannie wins, or is it way too early to say?
Too early to say, and I will say one of the hardest places to be in anything in life is on an island. And this is where she is right now.
1 against 5.
1 against 5, but also all of the external and internal pressure on her will continue to grow because there's been a larger sale. And now you're 2 owners removed. Like, you had to deal with Mark. These new guys are trying to be gentlemen. But I don't know how much her agreement with Mark of staying in place for 4 more years as the controlling owner, is that legally binding, the agreement she had with Mark? Does it carry over to Bob and Josh, or is it kind of up to their discretion?
Yeah.
I don't know yet.
Good question. And by the way, I think, would you agree with this? I think anybody who says they know how this is going to turn out is jumping the gun.
That's right.
I think that there are steps and things to come that will determine how this ends, but we're not there yet. Is that accurate?
I think we are weeks at least away from knowing how this ends. Maybe months, maybe years. I don't think years, but I definitely think this is going to be a pretty long process.
Okay. Coming up next, we've talked about the Lakers off the court and who owns them and who's going to be the governor. What about the Lakers on the court? Lucas got everybody over in Slovenia right now.
He's chartering a plane.
Ramona's got some details about that. Also, their over-under has come down. Vegas has set their over-under at 45.5. We'll get into that. And at least one guy thinks that the whole season, hangs on Walker Kessler. We'll explain coming up. First, let's tell you about our friend Jacob Emrani. Jacob, as you know, is an attorney that Mason and I know personally. If you get into a legal situation, you got to call Jacob. 800-345-6789. Here's the best news. The call is free. The consultation is free. But here's what separates Jacob from other attorneys. If he takes your case, you only have to pay him if he wins. Think about that. You only pay if he wins your case. It's the definition of a no-lose proposition for you. 800-345-6789. Or you can go to calljacob.com. But if you can count, you can remember that number. Just count from 3 to 9. 800-345-6789. The law offices of Jacob Emrani.
This Thursday, August 20th, DeMarco and Travis are hitting the road, and you're not going to want to miss it. Join ESPN LA live from Legends Attic in Claremont for an afternoon built for LA baseball fans. Catcher Dalton Rushing will be there, plus LA legend and last week's Hollywood star recipient Oral Hershiser. Hear the guys live, win some prizes, and check out LA's ultimate destination for sports memorabilia. It's DeMarco and Travis live from Legends Attic in Claremont, August 20th with Dalton Rushing and Oral Hershiser. Starting at 3 p.m. with ESPN LA. Go to legendsaddict.com right now.
Hey, John Ireland here. Tired of watching life from the bench? It's time to get in the game. Globe Life is looking for people who want more than just a job. Set your schedule and help families protect what matters most. No experience? No problem. Training is provided, and you don't need anything to get started. It's not a desk job. It's a shot at building your legacy on your own terms. Your road to the championship starts at globelifecareers.com. Globe Life, official life insurance of the Los Angeles Lakers.
The Circa Million Pro Football Challenge is back. The greatest football contest in the world, coming straight at you from the greatest sports destination in the world, Circa Las Vegas. A guaranteed $6 million is up for grabs, with a cool mill and the coveted blue jacket going to the winner. And hey, if you suck, no prob. Come in last and $100,000 is coming your way. It's $1,000 per entry, max 10 entries per person. Enter in Nevada, play from anywhere. Learn more at circasports.com. Circa Las Vegas, the time of your life.
Hey, it's Rich Eisen for Pella Windows and Doors. Sometimes teams take a timeout to regroup and call the right play. When it comes to your home, Pella Windows and Doors always has the winning game plan. They're not just window and door experts. They're experts at taking care of you and your home. At Pella, they find the products that meet your needs and their experts install them. They do it every day, and that's why your neighbors trust them. Discover why Pella is a trusted choice for homeowners everywhere. Visit Pella.com/Eisen today. That's Pella.com/Eisen.
Evan Cohen here. In sports, anyone can say they're the best. The actual best? They prove it. That's what I like about Midas. When you buy tires at Midas with paid installation, you get their limited lifetime tire guarantee included at no extra cost. That includes flat repairs or flat replacements and tire rotations every 5,000 miles. That's confidence you can drive on, mile after mile, because the best don't just say it, they back it up. Midas, the best around.
Mason and Ireland on 710.
I'm not that guy. I'm not that
guy.
picture-focused guy anymore. Since last night.
Mason and Ireland right now.
Today it's Momo in Ireland. Ramona Shelburne filling in for Mace. Game of Games coming up next. It's Emily's game. And
You want a hint?
Sure.
That one.
It's going to, I think Ramona is the favorite.
Okay.
It's going to be about somebody who had a bunch of movies come out this year. Miss Anne Hathaway.
Oh,
it's
okay.
all about Anne Hathaway.
I like Anne Hathaway. I know some people don't, but I do. All right, Ramona, I mentioned that Luka is hosting the Lakers over in Slovenia. You've gotten a few reports. What are they doing over there?
Okay, so it starts off with Luka chartering a plane, for 14 people. I think Mamoukelashvili is meeting them. He's over in Georgia right now.
Okay.
But
and I know
everyone
Cameron
else
Carr's
is
not
in Georgia,
there.
the country, not
the country.
state.
Yes, Georgia, the country.
Cameron Carr's not there because he has to go to the rookie symposium.
For him.
Yeah.
So, anyway, he's chartering a plane. On the plane, there's like gift bags And I think when they get to the hotel, there's going to be more gift bags, and there are all sorts of cool Slovenian things.
It's like a bachelorette trip.
It really is. Like, it really is. And then they're going to go to Luca's favorite restaurant, and they're going to go fishing on Lake Bled, which is a
I guarantee you there's some golf involved at some point.
There's going to be some golf. There's going to be bonding. It's like 5 days. It's a long trip to go on with your teammates.
Well, and it's going on right now, so hopefully they'll come together. We haven't talked a lot about Lakers on the court, which I think at the end of the day is what our audience is most interested in. Their over-under in Vegas was at 46.5.
Uh-huh.
It went down to 45.5 over the past few days. They just took a game away from them.
Yeah.
No big deal. I have them at 46. Mace has them at 50. Jovan Buha has them at 56. There's only 82 games in the season, so Jovan is predicting they're going to have a really big season. If I won't hold you to this, but if I gave you a number and said, how many games are the Lakers going to win this year, what would you guess?
I like your number, 46, 47, 48, something in that range.
Tim McMahon and Brian Windhorst were doing the Hoop Collective podcast, a podcast you've been a guest on, and they are surprised that the number is that low. Here's Windhorst and McMahon.
45.5 does surprise me. That does surprise me that it's that low.
Well, here's the thing. Reeves and Luka are so good. And there's a reasonable sample size that shows that those guys playing together are going to generate a fair amount of wins, even if you have deficiencies elsewhere.
And I think those deficiencies he's talking about are on defense. And the main reason that the Lakers gave Walker Kessler all that money is to shore up their rim protection. He has a reputation of being an excellent defensive center. So much so that McMahon is saying, Tim McMahon from ESPN is saying, if he's not first team All-NBA, the Lakers are in trouble. Brian says he doesn't have to be first team, but he needs to be good. Here's Windhorst McMahon talking about Walker Kessler.
When you look at Kessler, so many people are going to focus on the trade cost.
Mm-hmm.
And I do think that we could get into a situation in the next, 6 to 12 months where we say, boy, if the Lakers had just handled that a little differently, they would be able to do whatever that is part of the opportunity cost. But if you look at the actual fit, it's a great fit.
Yeah. And he needs to be a first-team all-defensive selection. And remember, it's positionless. So I'm saying he needs to be
first team. I mean, I don't know about first team.
Wendy, if he's not a top 5 defensive player in the league, they are going to be abysmal on that.
I'm not going to focus on top 5. Mm-hmm. He needs to have a good season. He needs to play a lot of games, and he needs to fill the role that he was brought there for, which is to rim run and defend the front of the rim.
Ramona, in your opinion, how important is Walker Kessler to the Lakers this year?
I think he's super important, but I wouldn't go as far as McMahon. He doesn't need to be first team all defense. Okay, I'm going to tell you who the first team all defense is. Every year, it's going to be Victor Wembanyama, probably Chet Holmgren, right?
Rudy Gobert.
Rudy Gobert. These are standards,
If Dyson Daniels in Atlanta isn't first team all defense, something's wrong.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't quite think he needs to be first team, but he needs to be a very good rim protector. He needs to be a good defender. The analytics guys, this is a very highly rated group that they assembled with this team. It should fit together well, but this is also a test of analytics. Like Mamu, as you're going to call him, Mamu Kelishvili. We can say that fast now.
Mm-hmm.
He's
have I tell you my trick on how to pronounce his name?
Go.
Okay. You do it in 3 parts, and then you jam them all together.
That sounds right.
Okay, so here's the first part. Just repeat after me.
Yeah.
Mamu. Kelosh.
Oh.
Vili. Now say them fast.
Mamu Kelishvili.
Boom.
Got it. I know. I've practiced it too because the first few times I was on your show, I think I came on because I had heard his name as a target and I tried to say it and I got aggregated saying, there's this guy named Sandru Mamu who I can't say his last name. So
if
like
you
literally
think of it that way in 3 parts and just put it all together, it's
not as hard as you think.
Right. So, Emily, try and say Mamu Keloshvili fast.
Mamu Keloshvili.
Good.
Yeah.
Will, you want to give it a shot?
Mamu Keloshvili.
Boom, we got it.
Okay.
See, if
now
you do
try
it,
it with Michael.
No, Michael's not even going to attempt it.
He's just going to say
He's
Mamu.
just going to butcher it every time. No. He'll
He's
try.
so great.
Like when we do games with Giannis, I go, okay, do me a favor. Don't call him Giannis.
Yeah.
Just try the last name every time. And
Yeah.
Michael will try. He'll go, you know, Ireland, that thing about Antetokounmpo is nobody can stop him because he takes huge steps. I go, what'd you say his name was? And he'll try it again.
know.
Like you'll get 25.
And look,
tries.
when you first see it, it's very daunting. There's just a lot of syllables.
Yeah.
But you
a lot
just,
of consonants.
And yeah, it's a lot. The first time I tried to say it, I learned my lesson after the aggregation. You know, I was like, oh God, I can't even say it.
That never happens.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of embarrassing getting aggregated, saying like, I don't know, Mamu. You know, I can't say his name, but his name is, you know. So I learned it. But he's an analytics darling. Like the Hollinger loves him, right?
Okay.
All those guys. So everyone has kind of seen him as somebody who could break out because of the analytics on him and his game. So let's see it and translate into real life now. It's also a very hand-selected team in and around Luka. These are complementary players for Luka. A lot depends, though, on defensive guys like Matisse Thybulle, Walker Kessler. Like, they just all have to perform because it's not just about them being great on defense. It's about them covering up for the guys who are not good on defense.
Right. And that's going to be their biggest challenge.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to score.
Yeah.
But defensively, they've got to kind of figure that out. All right, coming up next, it is Game of Games. We may have Jacob today. We heard a report earlier that he was trying to make it in here. I don't know if he's going to make it or not. But he'll be the fourth player. Emily has the game, and we'll tackle it next, ESPN LA.
USC football.
Fight on.
Miller at the 5. Miller in the end zone. Touchdown, USC.
The Trojans kick off the season Saturday, August 29th against San Jose State.
Right into a sack. Boom. Down he goes. Dives inside of the end zone. Touchdown, USC. Jake Mayava's done it with his feet again.
Kickoff is at noon.
On your home for Trojan football.
USC football is back this fall on ESPN LA. LA's mega sports station. Fight on.
Why do we grill to order at Waba Grill?
It's just better for you.
Waba Grill. It's flavorful.
Pick me up and never put me down.
It's quality. It's fresh. It's spicy. Introducing our new Chili Crisp Dumplings. A spicy twist on a Waba favorite. Bold, crunchy, and tossed in fiery chili crisp. Get yours now, only at Waba Grill. It's for you.
Hey guys, Sedano here, and summer's here. Everyone's getting together. So why are you still living with those same old floors? Upgrade with Hernandez Wholesale Flooring. They've got millions of in-stock options, including Core-Tech, the original 100% waterproof, kid-proof, pet-proof, luxury vinyl flooring in stock and can be installed in a few days. Visit the showroom next to the Commerce Casino off the 5 freeway or online at HernandezWholesaleFlooring.net. Hernandez Wholesale Flooring. No games, no gimmicks, because no sale beats wholesale.
DeMarco and Travis have taken over Afternoon Drive.
I think I have a new reason not to hate Sam Darnold, but just...
That's an interesting setup. Where's this going?
Weekdays starting at 3 p.m.
You can't hate Sam Darnold. He's a good dude.
He seems to be.
But I'm happy he's their quarterback. Is that fair to say?
I understand that.
This is going to be so wrong from what I'm saying. I heard his in-game interview, and they were talking about his offseason. Like, how's your offseason been? Of course, he just won the freaking Super Bowl, right?
Sure.
His answer was, I got married, and then I won the Super Bowl.
Was his wife sitting next to him when he said that?
No, he's on the sideline. This is why I don't like Sam Darnold.
She may have been watching or listening.
You know why? His priorities are right. I don't want my quarterback to have his priorities in the right race.
Afternoons with DeMarco and Travis starting at 3 p.m. on 710 ESPN. The all-new ESPN LA app and live on YouTube.
When
When you're planning your next job, options matter. Now in stock at Lowe's, get the roofing brands you trust, including GAF, Owens Corning, and CertainTeed, with more colors to choose from. Shingles and accessories are in stock and ready to go. And when you're on the clock, we help keep you on schedule. Order by 4 p.m. and get next day job site delivery on select items as early as 6:30 a.m. At Lowe's, we have your back on the job. Delivery Monday through Saturday in select zip codes, subject to availability.
In a contracting business, you're either growing or you're grinding. Success is no longer about hard work alone. It's about using AI to accelerate impact. ServiceTitan is the only integrated intelligence that seamlessly automates your entire workflow, from first call to final invoice. Born in the trades, built for visionaries ready to stop operating and start automating. ServiceTitan, AI for the trades.
And it is time on Mason and Ireland for the final segment. The final segment of the show, always Game of Games time, presented by the one and only Jacob Emrani. Call Jacob. CallJacob.com. And yes, that new telephone number, 800-345-6789. 800-345-6789.
Hi, this is Jacob Emrani.
Game of Games made possible by the law offices of Jacob Emrani. Let's do it. Game of Games time on Mason and Ireland. Take it away, Mace.
All right, time for Game of Games. It's Emily's game day, and Jacob Emrani is here. Jacob just said to Ramona, you have been everywhere lately, and you are right, Jacob. What is the word what's that word that says when you're everywhere? Is it effervescent? Is that
omnipresent?
Omnipresent. That's the word I'm looking for. Turn your mic on.
What's interesting is you kind of say the same thing over and over.
Right.
Like you just keep
New
repeating
audience,
it.
though.
Like at one point, I was on KABC, and I always try to take it. So like when you're in the middle of they call it the car wash or whatever it is. There's people I always try to take care of if I can. Always ESPN LA.
Yeah.
Okay. Like I'll call into Sedano right afterwards.
Right.
You.
Yeah, you're good with
yesterday was I took you like DeMarco and Travis were on, and then I did Trudell was on the Laker Talk. Right. But I try to take care of the O&O. KABC. That's our O&O. It's our TV affiliate. So I took care of them. But it was interesting because like it was it was one of those taped interviews. So I recorded on a Zoom, and then like she goes, "Is there anything we're missing?" And I was like, "I don't know. Just ask." I'm saying the same thing over and over. I kind of was like,
"Have you heard of the Meisner acting method, Ramona?" It's when you say the
Stanford
same.
Meisner, yeah.
You say the same thing over and over again, and but you're supposed to get a different. You're supposed to elevate it or do whatever. That's you. You're doing the Meisner method with your stories.
You know, it's kind of like being on a book tour.
I'm going to dinner tonight. I'm going to dinner tonight.
I'm going to dinner
I'm
tonight.
going to dinner tonight. Okay.
What are you talking about? I'm going to dinner tonight.
All right, Emily, what's the game?
All right, the game is all about the actress Anne Hathaway. She's having a great summer. She's had, 5 movies come out this year so far. 1 left, Verity, and I'm seeing her movie on Thursday coming out. Okay. Number 1, this is a true or false question.
Okay.
The Princess Diaries was her first on-screen role. Is that true or false?
Will Flores.
False.
Ramona.
True.
I'll say true. Jacob.
I will say true.
It is false. She actually was in 22 episodes of like a little soap. So
okay.
False.
Will's on the board. Everybody else not so much.
It felt like a question you set up to think.
Yeah.
Okay.
Anne Hathaway auditioned for the role of Mia Thermopolis in Princess Diaries while on a layover on her way to film an indie movie. In what location? Was she going to Hawaii to film that movie, New Zealand, or Thailand?
Ramona.
New Zealand.
I'll say Hawaii. Jacob.
I'll take Hawaii.
Will.
New Zealand.
It is New Zealand.
Hey.
So takes the lead. Everyone's on the board. No lucky loser today.
No.
I got it.
Jacob and I missed it.
We missed it.
But you guys got the first one, right?
No.
Oh, wow.
So Will has 2, Ramona has 1, and Jacob and I are both alive.
Yeah.
For lucky
I
loser.
also almost changed my answer because I thought indie movie. They have no budget to go to New Zealand.
Well, they did.
What am I talking about?
They figured it out.
Number 3. What is the name of the fictional country in which Anne Hathaway's character, Mia Thermopolis, is the princess?
Oh, this is good.
Is she from Andalusia, Genovia, or Madalvia?
I'm going to go Genovia. Jacob.
I'm going to go with Madavia.
Will.
Genovia.
Ramona.
A.
It is Genovia.
What was A?
A is Andalasia.
Okay, so I got it, and Will got. Will has a 3-1 lead.
I
and
almost said
Jacob
Genovia,
is
but
the only one still alive for Lucky Loser. Look
Good
out
question.
for Jacob.
And by the way, if you're a Princess Diaries fan, D23 just announced they're going to have Genovia gear at Disneyland now, so you can buy all that. So,
wow.
What is the name of Mia Thermopolis' cat in the Princess Diaries? Is that cat's name Fat Louie, Fat Henry, or Fat Richard?
Jacob.
Fat Richard.
Will.
Fat Louie.
Ramona.
Fat Louie.
I'm going Fat Louie.
It is Fat Louie.
Jacob is still alive for Lucky Loser.
Are
Will
you
has
trying
4.
to lose now?
Ramona and I have 2 each. How many are left, Em?
There's a lot left.
Okay. All right. So Jacob, you're pushing a boulder uphill. Let's see if you can do it.
Okay, so this is a true or false question, so it might be harder for you, Jacob. But the true or false statement is Anne Hathaway is a stage name that she adopted because it was the same name as Shakespeare's wife. Is that true or false?
Will.
I'm going to go with true.
Ramona.
I think true.
Man, I really want to go false. I'm going to do it. False, Jacob.
False.
It is false. That's her actual name. It is not a stage name. That is her real name.
Okay. Will 4,
question,
John
though.
3,
Good.
Ramona 2, Jacob 1. How about that?
now I
4,
have to
3,
come
2,
back.
1.
But
Here
there's
we go.
lots of questions left. You got lots of time, Jacob.
Okay.
All right.
Anne Hathaway hosted the Oscars with James Franco in 2010. It did not go over well, but she was the youngest person to ever host the award, the award show. How old was she? Was she 25, 28, or 31?
Ramona.
25.
I also think it's 25, Jacob.
25.
Will.
28.
She was 28.
Will
Wow.
Flores running the table here.
Wow.
All right, Will 5, John 3, Ramona 2, Jacob 1. Here we go.
How many Oscars has Anne Hathaway been nominated for? Has it been 1 Oscar and she won that 1 Oscar? Was it 2 or was it 4?
I'll go first.
Okay.
Why not? 2.
I'll say 2.
I'll also go 2, Jacob.
I'll go 1.
It is 2.
Okay.
Rachel getting married and Leibniz.
Okay, so Ramona got it. John got it. Will 6, John 4, Ramona 3, and Jacob 1.
Will knows his Anne
You're
Hathaway.
5. Yeah. Did you date Anne Hathaway in another
it feels
life
like it
or
right now.
something?
I'm lucky right now.
Yeah.
Honestly, just as my analysis, the 3 questions that you've used to separate yourself from the pack here have been more about understanding Emily's writing as a test creator than about knowing Anne Hathaway.
All right.
There were 2 true and false
It
questions
also
that
helps
you
that
got.
my girlfriend's favorite movie is The Princess
Oh,
Diaries.
got
you go.
it. Yeah, that does
All right, there
help.
are 6 questions left.
Okay. We'll start making Will go first. Go ahead.
Anne Hathaway began her college career attending what university in New York? Did she first attend NYU, Columbia, or Vassar?
Will.
I'm going to go with Vassar.
I'm going to go NYU. Ramona.
I wanted to say Vassar, but we need to pick up points, so I'm going to say Columbia.
Jacob.
Columbia.
Wilbert State is Vassar. She then
Holy
transferred to
mackerel.
NYU, but Vassar is the correct answer.
Will 7, John 4, Ramona 3, and
We would've
Jacob
done
I
1.
swear,
if
he
we
has
just
not
followed
You've
lost.
been
everything he
you're
said.
so far behind. I'm going to let you finish the game because you're just getting
The one
beat
that I
like a
got
See, there
Um,
comes
by
this point
mistake.
when you go against your instinct,
Okay.
and then you
Yeah.
get them wrong,
We're getting
and then
into
you
Devil
really
Wears
fall
Prada
behind.
territory here, so maybe
Okay.
John and Ramona can catch up
Okay,
here.
yeah, this
So,
is a good shot.
and we'll have Will go last, I guess, honestly.
No, we got to make him go
first?
first.
Yeah,
go first.
Yeah.
What university did Andy Sachs attend in The Devil Wears Prada? Did she go to Columbia, Northwestern, or Syracuse?
Will.
Syracuse?
All right. I think he's missed this.
I do,
don't
too.
think it is Syracuse.
I don't either.
I think the other choices are Columbia and NYU.
No,
No,
Columbia and
Northwestern.
Northwestern.
I'm going to go. And what did Will say?
Syracuse.
I'm going Columbia. Ramona.
I'm going Northwestern.
Jacob.
Columbia.
It is Northwestern.
Oh, Momo
You
just
should've-
tied
I
me.
know this movie now.
Okay.
Yeah, I got a chance.
Here we go.
Let's go.
At the end of Devil Wears Prada, what newspaper is Andy Sachs interviewing with? It is not a. So there we go. The New York Times, the New York Mirror, or the New York Observer?
Will.
The Observer.
Momo.
I think it's The Observer.
I think it is The Observer. Jacob?
The Mirror.
It is The Mirror.
Yes,
Yes, Mirror.
That I knew.
Okay. All right.
Three left.
Do we have 10 more left?
No. You can get second. You can get the silver medal if
All
you
right.
lap Ramona and I. Here we go.
Okay, Wilbert's going to go first again on this one. What are the boots that she is wearing in The Devil Wears Prada when Emily is amazed by her outfit? She goes, these boots. So were they the Dior boots, the Chanel boots, or the Manolo boots?
I think I know this.
I know it.
Will.
Manolo?
I think it's Chanel. Ramona.
I think it's Dior.
Jacob.
Dior.
It is the Chanel boots.
Ah, John!
It was? All right.
Wait, John.
Are you wearing
hold on, hold on.
Yeah, the Chanel boots.
All right.
Two left.
Will, there's only two left. All right, I'm the only. I'm keeping everybody in the game, but I'm the only
Manolo
one who
is
can
this
catch
Carrie
Will.
Bradshaw
Will,
special.
all you got to do is get
Come on.
one of these two, and you win it.
Which the guy who did a lot of Sex in the City did do Devil Wears Prada, so that's why Manolo was in that list.
Okay.
Yeah.
True or false?
Mm-hmm.
Anne Hathaway has won an Emmy. True or false?
Will.
False.
I have to go true.
And you're glad you did. It is true. She has won, but I will not tell you what because
Okay.
that's the next question.
Will
This is the final
7,
question.
John 6. But I'll let you guys
Let's
play
go.
too. Here we go.
All right, Will, don't clipper this. Here we go. What was her Emmy for? Was her Emmy for Outstanding Special Class Program for when she hosted the Oscars? Did she win an Emmy for that? Best Supporting Actress for the show We Crashed. Outstanding Voiceover Performance for her role on The Simpsons. Or Best Guest Actress when she hosted SNL.
You made 4 choices?
I did because I thought everybody could have
That's
an
good.
answer.
It's good. I
in
think
the
it's The
last
Simpsons.
one.
I'm
All
going
right,
Simpsons.
Will,
I'm going to go with B.
which
It was
is
the We Crashed one, the Best Supporting Actress for the show We Crashed.
I watched
So you-
some of that.
So you can't take that, John.
yeah. I think that's the right answer. But so what are my other 3 choices?
SNL, Simpsons.
SNL, Simpsons, or the Oscars.
I'll take SNL. Jacob,
I'm going to take the Oscars.
Momo.
I took Simpsons.
Momo's right. It was the Simpsons.
Oh, that
She
was
was
my
good on that.
chance. Congratulations, Will.
Do you want the tiebreaker?
Yeah, sure.
How much money did both the Princess Diaries and Princess Diaries 2 Royal Engagement make? I'll give you a hint. It is more than $100 million,
Wow.
but less than $700 million.
Okay.
That's combined, both of them. And it was like 2001 and like 2006.
Okay. I've got a number. Jacob, you got a number?
Yeah, 620.
620, Momo?
430.
I wrote down 222. Will?
330.
What's the
Will's
answer?
day. It was $300 million even for both of them.
Will, you were unbeatable
it.
today, man. Yeah,
Crushing
good
it.
job. Yeah, just killed it. Jacob, you're a lawyer.
Yeah.
Yeah, you want to
I've
work?
been waiting to ask you
Yeah,
this.
you want to work for the siblings or you want to work for Jeannie?
I'm working for Jeannie.
You think she? Well, Marona said it earlier that she thinks Jeannie might have the legal thing. It doesn't mean she's going to win this, but
No.
that she might have the legal on her side.
Listen, I think she's got the legal on her side, just my personal opinion. But what does the end game of that mean?
That's what yeah.
I keep thinking, I mean, I've been watching Ramona every 30 seconds talking about that's why I said you're
Hey,
everywhere.
I'm not a lawyer, but I play one on TV.
You do a damn good job of it.
Do I sound lawyerly? Am I
Listen,
saying it all right? I
listen,
don't know. I'm just
You've been doing great, and I think the most important thing I look at the end, right now, it started with the buses are out. She's no longer has enough, percentage to be the governor.
Right.
And it kept going and going and going. But really, what's going to happen at the end, even if Jeannie wins, is Jeannie going to make sure that
Okay.
she keeps and she's going to stay?
okay, counselor. I'm going to talk through this legal stuff with you.
Okay.
All right.
Let's do it.
I thought that it was going to come down to what supersedes what. Is it the irrevocable trust, the court order? I always think court orders on irrevocable trusts are supersede anything. Those are really hard to break, hence the term irrevocable. Over this tag along provision that the 5 siblings have. However, this is the big however. As a trustee, does she have a fiduciary responsibility
the best
to do what's best for the trust?
Yes.
And what is best for the trust? Who decides that?
Well, this is what's interesting. is her version of what's best for the trust going to be in consistency with this is a LA town. The Buss family needs to be part of the Lakers. The fans deserve the Buss family to be part of it. Is that
the case?
She's going to believe? She still believes. I mean, they've asked her multiple times, is there going to be a time where the Buss family is no longer with the Lakers? And you're hearing all these things happening with Iger being a Clipper fan and how.
Okay, but I'll correct that. He was, but I think he stopped buying seasons. Okay, but wait. Okay. Here's another piece for you as you're considering. You're not really the counselor in this. You're the judge, okay?
Sure.
In 5 years, they had what was called a put proposal, okay? There's a tag-along rights and there was put rights. After 5 years, it's almost like a guarantee that they could sell their shares after 5 years when her controlling ownership is up.
Right.
They could sell their shares for what Mark paid for them, which was a $10 billion valuation. In other words, like let's say you buy a house for $1 million, the property value goes down, you lose money on this house, you're underwater on the house, okay?
Right.
They almost had rights against that, okay? But could you argue that what's best for the trust is actually to wait 5 years and see what they're worth after 5 years, knowing that you have this hedge of $10 billion, knowing it's not going to go down?
And based on how you're seeing the values of sports teams climbing on a daily basis.
So I think that's the argument.
And they're going to say, for me to think that we keep this for the next 5 years, we think we could probably sell for $15 billion.
Correct.
Right? And that's why I'm making the decision not to sell right now.
Right.
But then it's becoming just so convoluted.
Well, and to your point, we're having this discussion over an 18% ownership stake.
Right.
But it's really about the controlling shares. It's control for the next 4 years. And the question is, does her agreement with Mark, does it stand up now that his shares have been sold to Iger and Kushner? That's the other question.
But I have another question on top of that.
No, you're the judge.
Well, judges are allowed to ask questions.
Okay, all right, fair.
My question is this. The whole conversation when Iger and Kushner came in, they said, we are going to honor Jeannie being in the governor's position unless things change.
Yeah.
Right? That was a word there, right?
Yeah, it was a hedge.
Right. So my question becomes will Jeannie at some point decide that, of course, it makes more sense for me to keep it, but is she going to be working really well with Kushner and, the partner here based on the fact that the other brothers want to sell and Kushner and, these guys want control of everything? Is there going to be some internal battles now? Because now you've got the brothers who want to sell, Kushner's team who wants to buy, and Jeannie's sitting all by herself. I keep thinking about where that battle's going to go.
Well, it was an easy. There was probably a more graceful solution if it was just between Jeannie, Bob Iger, and Josh Kushner to work it out.
Right.
But there's the rest of the siblings.
Now you've got foxes in the hen house. Yeah, it's
and they're trying to get back at her for what she did.
She fired them.
Firing them and making the sale. So.
And making the sale. That's actually an important point.
Yeah.
So,
does this
am I right about the irrevocable trust?
Yes.
But what about the tag-along rights? What is more important here?
So I think at that particular moment, that's when the judge, and it all depends what kind of judge you get.
Okay.
God knows how many times I've seen something that looked slam dunk on one side, and a judge looks at it completely different and goes ahead and gives a completely different interpretation.
Yeah.
So I do believe the judge you get is going to make a big difference.
If it gets to that.
Correct.
Jacob, always great to see you.
Thank you.
Never a dull moment around here. Between the Lakers, the Clippers, and the Dodgers, it's all going crazy.
That's why we love LA.
How did your LAFC event go?
Amazing.
It was last Saturday, right?
It was incredible. It was a great game. We had a lot of winners that were there.
Beautiful.
We got a chance to take our winners for the contest onto the field. They had an opportunity to have a one-on-one with a number of the players. They stayed there, during the pregame. They watched warm-ups. They were there doing the national anthem, and then we went up to the suite and we partied the rest of the night.
Love it. Congrats on that, and thank you as always. Great to see you.
Appreciate
little super crosstalk coming at you next. ESPN LA.
710 ESPN, your home for the 17-time world champion Lakers.
KSPN Los Angeles, a good karma brands radio station.
High altitude, short rest, and a Western Conference battle awaits for the black and gold.
I want to go! Son of
LAFC hits the road looking for a bounce-back win as they invade Colorado. LAFC! Pre-game of LAFC versus Colorado Rapids starts tonight at 6 p.m. on the home of the Black and Gold, 710 ESPN and ESPN LA app.
Hey, it's Oral Hershiser. Can you believe I have my name on a building? I can't, but I'm grateful and I'm humbled. And here in Chino at Oral Hershiser Chevrolet, we love Chino. We love the people of this neighborhood, of this community, and the surrounding community, and we are here to serve. We're here to serve the same way I served you on the mound, the way I'm serving you on the microphone, and the way we follow and watch champions and championships.
Rams preseason football is back, and the countdown to kickoff is officially underway. Get your first look at new additions like Myles Garrett and Trent McDuffie, alongside stars Matthew Stafford and Puka Nacua, to experience every game live and enjoy home playoff ticket access, interest-free monthly payment plans, and exclusive stadium event pre-sales. Explore Rams season tickets today. Visit therams.com/2026. Don't miss out on any of this season's action and get your Rams season tickets now.
There you were, surrounded by fans, sharing wings, sharing drinks, high-fiving random strangers. Everybody remembers the game, but nobody remembers the guy coughing behind you until a few days later. It's 2 o'clock in the morning. You wake up, you got a fever, your throat's on fire. So now what? Urgent care closed, ER slammed, telehealth? Maybe, but the pharmacy's closed. You need a medical emergency kit. These are not first aid kits, everybody. They contain essential prescriptions used for over 30 common conditions, sinus and ear infections, UTIs, stomach bugs, traveler's diarrhea, and more. You can even use your doctor-developed guidebook to select the right prescription or call their telemedicine doctor standing by. It's like an urgent care in a drugstore in your house. When you're sick, traveling, or stranded, you'll wish you ordered a medical emergency kit. Order online in minutes, and it's shipped to your door. Save $45 with our promo code 710 at urgentcarekit.com/710. That's promo code 710 at urgentcarekit.com/710.
ESPN AM 710 Los Angeles. It's the greatest segment in LA sports radio history.
Oh my God. When the shows come together for magic on the radio.
It will only grow stronger. Super Crosstalk. It's time for Super Crosstalk.
All right, woo. DeMarco and Travis have made their way in.
Sell that. Woo,
Yes.
Well, that was better.
Yeah.
I'm surprised you still have that in you after being up for the last 18 hours.
It's because we're almost done.
Yeah. you definitely can see the...
What's new, Momo?
Everything is new. I was thinking about something. We were sitting here talking to Jacob during the commercial break, and this popped into my head. When I got the Laker play-by-play job, somebody over there gave me a really good piece of advice. They said, just remember that no one person is ever bigger than the brand. And it doesn't matter who that one person is. Not even the people that have statues outside the building are bigger than the brand, meaning Jerry West, Shaq, Kobe. They're the main players in this play, but the Lakers brand is what we're all protecting. And as long as you keep that in mind, you'll do fine. And as I'm watching the infighting going on with the five siblings and Jeannie, I wonder at some point if Jeannie's not going to say, you know what? I'm not bigger than the brand. I've got to give up the fight. It sure doesn't seem like it. It sure doesn't seem like where she's heading. She seems, Ramona, I think you would agree, dug in for now. But I wonder if she gets to that conclusion. What do you think?
I can see it. I think she had already put a time frame on it, right? She gave herself 5 years of runway, and that was like, here's the clock. I started like Jim did that once. He said, if I don't turn this around in 2 or 3 years. And then,
huge mistake.
Right?
Yeah.
She gave herself a clock. Once the clock starts, the clock started. You rarely get as long as you even put on the scoreboard. So, I look, most times litigation ends because people get tired of fighting or they run out of money or it's just easier to settle. Most things settle. They don't actually go to court. And I think it's hard to be in court on an island. There are certain people who are made for it, like Donald Sterling. Oh, man, that guy loved to go to court.
Had lawyers on full-time retainer.
Right.
file another lawsuit, you get a lawsuit, you get a lawsuit. I mean, like that's kind of. But and he's made for it. He's dug in. We'll go as long as we can go. We'll go to the steps of the Supreme Court. Jeez. I mean, I don't know that that's in her character. I don't know that's in her.
Does a fight that you're describing, and maybe it just gets to a settlement and it never gets into a court, but if a fight does get very public or more public and continues on and on and on, and there we're talking about, was it 17.8% of the team, right?
Yeah,
so you're talking about $2
billion or so.
A relatively small piece of the team. Does it stick to the Laker brand, or does it stick to the buses?
Sticks to the buses.
I think so too.
But that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
If I think that if Jeannie, she really does love the Lakers. It's been the love of her life.
100%.
And if she gets to the point in her own head where she thinks she's doing damage to the brand, I think that's a tough day for her. That I think she'll look.
I agree.
I think she'll look in the mirror and go, okay, what am I fighting for?
Also,
and this is having said, just spending 3 hours with Ramona, and Ramona has said on multiple occasions over the past 3 hours, she might have the upper hand legally. She might. We don't know yet. We're going to find out over the next,
I don't know.
few days.
Could be days, weeks, months, years. I don't think it'll be years. Could be months. I think more likely weeks. That's my guess. Okay, but I also just think this whole thing sucks.
Yeah,
right.
I agree.
Like,
and
just
I
think about
she's
this.
I think she is going to get to a place where she might say, it's just not worth it.
Like, if you're Jeannie, and I'm just gonna throw this out here, okay? You've worked your entire adult life in this organization, building this brand. It's the most
despite what I said earlier about nobody being more important than the brand, she probably has more to do with the success of the brand than any other individual person.
Oh, besides her dad,
right?
And Magic,
yeah,
those two.
Yeah.
Okay, there's a Jeannie, Dr. Buss, number 1, Magic, number 2, or you could argue those would switch places.
Yeah.
Kobe, okay. But it's really like, in terms of the Mount Rushmore here, I think Jerry West.
Yeah, she's on it.
Yeah, she's on it. She's given up a lot. She's often said, "I'm like the Lakers are my child. This is like my family. This is blood for her."
Right.
And so, a lot of the other siblings, Johnny didn't work for the Lakers long in the family business long. Jim worked for them a little while. She fired him. He had already put a clock on himself. He wasn't in the office every day. I know he worked hard, but not like in the office all day long grinding. Like, she's in the office every day. She's there at 9 a.m., leaves at 6 or 7, working all day long. Like, the other siblings, the other 5, who she made essentially $1 billion for when she sold the team. Everybody got about $1 billion. Pretty good.
Not bad.
They, instead of saying, wow, it's a lot of money, thanks, they've now fired her when they had, they could have said, hey, I think we should just sell. This 12.5 is good. Why don't if you can come up with the money,
Rather
let's
than
just
go
do
for
this.
the hostile takeover.
Yeah, this is
the
a
way
corporate
they did.
takeover. Yeah.
To your point, guys, about her fighting this and this being the love of her life and treating it like her child and everything that you guys have said, with the change in ownership, with the Iger-Kushner group coming in, what is her role? Like, what is she fighting for exactly? Like, what does she want? Is she gonna? She's not going to be able to be the shot caller in any of this. Does she just want to
hang on to her?
Well, Bob Iger did say he was going to honor Mark Walters' agreement to let her be the governor.
He
make
did,
decisions.
but the last part of that comment was, "Unless I don't."
Yeah, or like if things
and also,
change,
nobody really knows yet whether her agreement with Mark really transfers over.
Right.
I don't know that it does. I think it sort of kind of does.
But how does her hanging in there hurt the brand?
Well, because now this family drama has become the story.
We just did 3 hours,
Yeah.
and we did 1 segment on what happens on the court and 10 what happens off.
Yeah.
Okay, it's hot button. Do you think this? I guess it might carry over to the season if you're still talking about it.
No, it doesn't hurt the team.
Yeah, that's
it
what
just
I mean,
hurts the brand because now instead of us talking about all the great things Dr. Buss did as an innovator and her keeping of the flame and understanding the Laker legacy and all
when
that.
We thought the Busses were getting out. That's what we were talking about, like the legacy of the Buss family and how much they meant to the city. And now we're talking about how they can't get their what together.
If she wins, okay, let's assume
she might win.
That she wins. What is the win? She gets to be the governor for 5 years? Is that
4
the
more.
win?
4 more. And I do think
she needs to go. I think to simplify it, because I think I know what you're asking. she goes out on her terms rather than the opposite.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And quite frankly, I get that. I get that. And also there's this whole culture and people that she's hired and all these people that work there from decades. And there's this sort of like, I'm the keeper of the family legacy. And my dad trusted me with that. He gave that to me. Of all the kids who had their shot at it, he chose Jeannie. Like that was like in the will.
And Trev, I made the point earlier. I've probably got, I don't know how many employees the Lakers have, but it's probably in the neighborhood of 300.
Mm-hmm.
Most of those people, including me, were signed off by Jeannie.
Yeah.
You know, Jeannie, I think, feels a responsibility to those people whose careers she's holding in her hands.
Is she worried that if she's no longer in the building, that those people may be on the way out?
Did you see what happened when Mark Walter took over the team?
Yeah.
They fired 50 people.
Yeah.
And so if another owner comes in and fires 100 people, then it's, you know.
But this is also sports. This is just like what happens with franchises. The O'Malleys own the Dodgers, and then it was all this corporate stuff for a while, and now, I mean,
then there were courts.
Then there were courts, and that was that era.
Hey, Momo.
Yeah.
You're done. Are you going to go take a nap?
You know what my plan is? I'm going to go downstairs. I'm going to sit in my car for 10 minutes, put my phone on Do Not Disturb.
And just
sit there for a minute.
I don't blame you.
I might close my eyes. I'm not going to fall asleep. I'm just going to kind of chill.
Hop on a radio station like Biloxi or something. Just
No.
get one last rep around the block.
I got to beat Ramona down to the garage. So 5 minutes into her little meditation, I can pound on her window and freak her out.
You
DeMarco
so would do that.
and Travis are coming up next. ESPN LA.
And it is the